What's happening, Internet? We are the Hardcore Casuals, and we are here to talk to you guys about what's going to be happening at E3 2017. We're going to hit this kind of in the order of the shows. Full disclosure, this is the third time we've attempted to film this. Third time's the charm, so if you feel like we missed something...
Like our names or something, perhaps?
Yeah, comment, we're getting there. Comment, let us know, because maybe it was there the first time. I'm Kyler.
Zach.
Eric.
And I'm Cam.
And we're going to start with what's happening on Saturday, and that is E3's EA Play conference. What do you guys think we're going to see there?
Who knows? Probably Battlefront 2, I would assume. That'd probably be their heavy hitter.
Some sports games.
I think it's more than some sports games. I think they have all the sports games, don't they? They've got
Madden
NBA
18,
Live.
NBA Live, and then the FIFA. They're just calling it, I guess, FIFA.
Well, FIFA 18 is still coming to
Normal platform.
yeah, PS4
okay.
and Xbox One and PC, but the Switch is getting its own individual release in what is just FIFA, I think, or EA Sports
FIFA,
or something along those lines.
Something like that.
The difference that they released Monday is that the Switch version is going to lack the journey, which is essentially their scripted story mode type of game mode, where the rest of them will get that. But that,
Like the single player, pretty much.
yeah. Well, I mean, it'll still have you can still like guide your own team in like a franchise kind of way, but the journey follows like a specific player you don't create. Like everybody's the same.
Is it a
player.
real player that actually exists?
No. It's like it's a made up person. His name is Alex Hunter, actually.
Not Mike Hunt?
You don't get to choose your name.
No,
It's
you-
kinda like,
Well, I mean, like you can do like a create a player career. I'm just saying they have this specific thing that like people really dug last year.
Yeah, 2K did that too a couple of years ago. I
Right.
remember
It
that.
was a little more scripted, but I guess Madden's going that way as well. But yeah, so sports junk. The other thing that we forgot the first time we did this was they're working on a Sims mobile title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sims.
Oh, on your phone?
Yeah, on your phone.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah. It looks. It'll probably wind up being microtransaction.
Sims
heavy.
on Switch, you think?
I mean, if you can make it run on a cell phone, I don't see why you couldn't make it run on the Switch.
Yeah, I miss the Sims.
I think the last one I played was 3.
Sims 3? Yep.
it's been years since I played
Sims,
one of those.
The Herbs. Remember that one? That was a
The
good one.
Herbs?
Yeah, it's
No,
called The
I have
Herbs.
no
You
idea
moved
what
to
you're
the
talking
suburbs.
about.
It was super modern. You could take the subway. You get like a sweet punk haircut.
It was called the Herbs.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it-
called the Herbs, like the suburbs.
I mean, they had like what, like
I could have sworn you were
40
talking about
expansions for
smoking
The
something.
Sims.
No, no, no. Herbs. URBZ.
Yeah, it was like
Absolutely.
herbs.
First thing I thought it was like herbs.
Yeah,
Huh.
the Herbs.
Like
Not
Wiz
Herb.
Khalifa's
Yeah.
weed growing game or whatever you can get on your cell phone, but with
Yeah,
Sims.
it's like what
Is
what
that
was
a
that?
thing?
What was that?
Oh yeah, dude.
What was
That's
that
the
farm
world
game?
we live in.
Farmville, but yeah, it's weed.
Right. That's what the Wiz Khalifa's thing is,
Yeah.
not The Sims. I need to point that out. That was Wiz Khalifa, not The Sims.
Yeah. Weed's
that-
illegal.
Aside from Sims 4 mobile, like Zach said, Battlefront 2 is probably the big showing. Do you guys even care about Battlefront? Did you play the original?
I do. I played a
Yeah.
lot of the original Battlefront.
Excited. There's gonna be a campaign.
Yeah, there will be.
What do
a
you
campaign.
What do you think of the campaign being from the perspective of like an Empire soldier?
Yeah,
Isn't that
the
the
elite
first time
special
that's
Imperial
happening?
Soldier. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of Rogue One stuff. A lot of
Characters you don't know really.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
Like yeah, I think that makes sense. I guess it'll fill in some of the gaps. I guess between Jedi and like what's the new one? A
The
Force
Last
Awakens.
Jedi, The Force Awakens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to fill in some gaps there. It's supposed to last something like 30 years, I think, is what the story mode spans.
Damn.
Oh really?
Yeah. I guess I'm unclear if it follows that girl around
I think
the
there's gonna
whole
be like
time.
cutscenes and everything.
So I watched
feel
like
it's
a
weird.
gameplay trailer of it, and from what it looked like, you were playing as her.
Yeah, I think she
So,
is the
but I-
primary
Yeah, I
protagonist
don't
for
know
the
if
whole
you
thing.
continue with that the whole time, but
It's kind of a revenge tale, I guess. She's
Yeah.
real butthurt about the Death Star, apparently.
yeah, she's
Real
hanging
dumb.
out killing Ewoks, and then all of a sudden she looks up.
Right. She's like,
wow.
oh, no, there goes my home.
Yeah.
And all my pretty dresses or whatever
Yeah.
Space Star ladies are into.
Space
fucked up.
dresses. Sure.
You
Yeah.
say Space Star
Yeah,
ladies.
Space
Yeah.
Star ladies. I'm not like
Yeah.
deep into the Star Wars game, guys.
Yeah.
Even their online stuff, though, I feel like it got kind of old after like a week or so. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it felt kind of stagnant after. I mean, it's like doing the same thing over and over.
And the thing is that game right now feels like it was a full game after all the DLCs, but I felt like it was a little bare bones by itself when you paid your $60 the month it came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there wasn't single player at all, really.
Right.
I mean, they had like those weird story missions, but it wasn't really like a single player campaign.
Right.
But
That's interesting. Should be good. While we're on Star Wars, there are 2 different studios working on Star Wars titles. That we know they're working on a Star Wars title. We don't know what it is. Visceral, who I'm sorry, can't remember a game Visceral's made. I don't know if you guys know one.
Nope.
Never even heard of them.
Okay. And Respawn, which is responsible for the Titanfall games,
Yeah.
most famously, I guess. I'm sure there's
Sweet.
some indie garbage they've been involved with, but they're on a Star Wars game right now. So what are the chances you think we see one of those maybe?
Maybe because they don't have a whole lot of titles. They've got Need for Speed. Was it Payback?
Yeah.
That's coming out, but they don't have a whole lot of titles.
It's something we missed last time, actually, which I kind of thought about, that, like, running game, Mirror's Edge.
Oh, Catalyst did come out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. No, that's the point. Is it did.
That marketing.
Right. It's,
Well, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've not seen or heard anything about that game.
Right,
It was
right.
kind of
No,
what
it-
I wanted to play.
yeah, no, it exists. You can probably get it on sale for mad cheap. It did not.
Probably.
Yeah, it did not do well.
Is it just bad?
I,
They didn't advertise it well.
they
at all,
didn't
'cause I
advertise
didn't
it
even know
well at
came out.
all. The thing is I think people thought they wanted more Mirror's Edge. You know what I mean? And then they got more Mirror's Edge, and they were like, "No, Mirror's Edge was fine." You know, like
Yeah, the
I
first
liked
was
that
good.
one game. Yeah.
Mm. That's
Uh,
crazy, because no, that was actually one I kind of wanted to play, but
Yeah, it exists. Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Check it out. I bet it's probably been free on Xbox Games with Gold. Like it was that far gone. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of flopped pretty hard. Them and then BioWare Edmonton is working on a game called Project Dylan. Do you think we see any of that, or do you think they kind of want to stay away from it?
What is
being as-
what is Dylan? What is the Project Dylan? Why was it named that?
It's because it's named after Bob Dylan. Because
Really?
They wanted to make a game in the same vein as Bob Dylan was an artist that would be talked about for years to come.
Sure.
The premise is this is like the rumor is it's a Destiny-like
It's like an
borderline MMO shooter. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that shows up, or do they want to stay away from BioWare after Andromeda kind of flopped?
Did it flop though? Eric played the whole thing.
No, I mean, it had
Did you
people who
think it
played
flopped?
it.
Did you think it flopped?
no.
I think
Cam, did he beat the
Yeah.
Andromeda? Okay.
I enjoyed it,
apologize.
and I don't really mind it, but it definitely, there were times like when I first started the game, I got about 15 minutes into it, and I'm talking to Cameron, and I was like, hey, where do I go? This is blocked off. And he was so confused because in my ship, like the freaking scene from like earlier had come in and like cut off my exit, so I couldn't leave and had to reload to go back in, and there was a ton of glitches for
It was
me,
pretty
at least.
funny, actually.
Sounds
Because I just
hilarious.
thought he was stupid. I was like, dude,
Yeah, he was
there's
like,
a
dude,
door
there's
right there.
literally a
Just go through
doorway.
the door.
And it was just blocked.
And there's like a big, like, the ship, like the nose of the ship was like in the doorway or something. Like you could walk
yeah.
up a ramp,
Like-
and that was it.
I don't know. It was still good, but it definitely didn't feel like it was ready at all.
Well, I
Like-
mean,
Yeah.
that was the thing, though.
And-
They had to release it, like, I think it was like 3 months before they wanted to.
Right.
Because about 3 months later, they put up all those
the
patch
patches.
updates.
Yeah,
and
it's
fixed
actually
all
pretty
of
good
it.
now. Like the eyes and stuff, they fixed it. Everybody was bitching about.
Right. Well, just today,
I didn't play it.
today being June 7th, Jason Schreier from Kotaku just posted a really long article about the development of it and how just broken and just how terrible of an idea it all was.
Mass Effect?
Really. Yeah, the new one.
So, from a perspective of someone who played like the first 3 and played it like probably 3 playthroughs through about all 3 of them, I went into Andromeda not expecting the greatness from the first 3.
Right, and
You
that's
know,
fair.
I went in open minded saying, okay, this is gonna be a completely different game. It's gonna be like similar, same races and characters and all of the same stuff. But I felt like if I was trying to compare it to like the first Mass Effect, which is probably one of my favorite games at that point, it doesn't come close.
Mhm,
So,
right.
but I couldn't go into it thinking that way to enjoy it.
Yeah, and in
I would
fairness,
hate it,
in
probably.
fairness, when I say it flopped, most of the Mass Effect games critically, and I know you can't determine what you actually like based on critics, but they were like 85, 90 on Metacritic, and this one barely got to 70. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't.
A
On
lot of it
par.
was like just like the facial stuff though, because I played the game and I enjoyed it. The combat was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I did love that part of it, and even the story. The story was okay. I'd give it like a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10.
Right.
So it like wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't like any of the other single player Mass Effect games.
So, I guess not calling it a flop. Do you think BioWare shows up with a different game? Because it is a different studio. Montreal made Andromeda. Edmonton, which is it's still BioWare, but it's a different group of people. Do you think they show up to redeem the BioWare name, or do they let it die for just a little while?
I think they just let it die out for a bit. They don't want to bring up. I mean,
Right,
I wouldn't say anything. Just
They don't
like
want to
bring it
rehash
up.
anything.
I don't think
They're
they
like,
say
oh
anything
yeah,
about
Mass
Mass
Effect.
Effect.
Yeah.
No, not Mass Effect. I'm talking about their new title, Dylan. Do you think that shows up to redeem BioWare?
Is that a
If
game
not
name, or
Dylan,
what
if
is-
not Dylan, I think they do something.
Right. So you think BioWare is going to
I
do
think
that?
they do something.
So it's like
Yeah,
the only-
because they're not going to miss a whole E3 conference and not present a single item.
like new thing. Cause the
Well,
only
what about DLCs? Would you guys be interested in playing a DLC for Andromeda? I mean, or is it a thing you've beat and you have no interest in going back? I guess is the question.
it depends how much it was,
and
and
what
even
it is.
still, yeah, it would have to be I would have to see it and be like, oh, that actually looks kind of cool. And even still, I don't know if I would buy it. It'd be like a 50-50 toss up. Speaking of DLCs, though, they do have the Battlefield 1 in the name of the Czar.
Yeah.
Or
Did you guys
Yeah.
play any Battlefield 1?
not a lot.
Multiplayer, not
No,
campaign, really.
Yeah, I only played some multiplayer at a friend's house because I didn't actually buy the game because it came out around like the same time as every other first-person
Right.
shooter.
You had to choose.
Yeah. Battlefield 1 has always been this game where I would love to play it more, but none of my friends buy it.
Sure.
And it's not a fun game to play by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Those games are absolutely massive.
Is it $40 yet?
Man, I don't know.
I doubt it.
wouldn't be
Might be.
surprised.
But,
I'd buy it if it's $40.
no.
But the Return of the Tsar apparently is causing a lot of buzz. Like, people really dig the idea of kicking it in Russia with the
Yeah.
Tsar, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Has anybody got anything else on EA? We got the sports titles, Sims.
The only thing, just speaking on, because we were just on BioWare, I'd kind of like to see one of them do one of their older titles, like Baldur's Gate or something like that.
Sure, maybe go back to Dragon Age. Or
Dragon Age, something like that. Yeah, because their last Dragon Age wasn't great.
You didn't like Inquisition?
It was okay.
Okay.
I didn't love it though. Like it wasn't kind of like the first Dragon Age that I really got into.
How far did you get into it?
Inquisition?
Yeah. Because I own that.
Pretty damn far. I don't know how far I actually got because there's those are like one of those games that you could get 100 hours into it before you kind of get close to the ending if you wanted to. But I got pretty leveled and everything like that. But I'd kind of like to see them come up with something along those lines because they do have some good titles.
Now there is rumors that a Dragon Age is in the works, but I think it's a couple steps out. Because one of the writers came out to Twitter and said some stuff about how he's honored to be writing for Dragon Age and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I don't know where writing is in the process of a game. If it's in the beginning or
that's
the
kind of what I
middle.
mean. Yeah.
So
I heard that too, and that's kind of why I said it. With Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate, I don't think they'll bring back Baldur's Gate though.
that's been so long.
Baldur's Gate, whatever the hell it is. But yeah,
Boulders.
Gate. Is it
I don't think it's boulders. I think it's ball. Who cares? Point is, I don't think it's coming back. I agree with you there. I don't think that's what shows up.
Someone can correct us in the comments.
Yeah, I would
Because
love
we're
that.
idiots.
Fucking morons. We are not qualified to be doing this. The fact that this is the third time,
Valid.
it's proof we are not qualified here.
Well, first time was technical difficulties. So.
First time was technical difficulties. Second time,
Second time.
people like to sleep. People like to sleep.
Yeah.
Won't name names.
Yeah, we won't name any names.
Yeah.
You know.
So just
We'll protect the innocent.
Yeah.
Oh, I like to sleep.
Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Okay.
All of us, perhaps.
All of us, perhaps. No. Okay.
No,
now here we are.
Perhaps not.
We're done protecting the innocent.
no. Yeah, my ass was asleep, but
he
I was right here.
Yeah, everybody was here ready to shoot,
Oh.
except for
To be
for
fair,
Zachary.
I was like, Kyler, should we wake up Cam? He's like, let's wait. And
Zach's not even here yet.
I tried.
And he lives here.
I mean,
Not that night, he didn't.
9:21. Yes, I try not to drink and drive. So when I've had a few, I stay the night wherever I end up.
And I respect
Good
that.
for
Yeah.
you. Good for
so
you.
What was her name?
Don't have a say on that.
irrelevant.
We're
I was seeing if
protecting-
he would answer that
We're
quickly.
protecting the innocent.
But 9:21. I did wake up in a shock and said it was bad. I apologize.
He called how many police stations this morning.
Oh shit!
Did you really?
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
called like 2 or 3.
Here's my
Well,
thing.
see,
I got here
I
and I was
figured.
like, forget it. We're done. We're shooting without him. And Eric goes, no, man. I think it's important that Zach's here. And I say, you know what? You're right. But if he got,
It's the first episode.
You're lucky my ass wasn't here. I would have.
I was like, but if he got arrested, that's that, right? And so we called
right.
police stations, making sure Zach was not.
I would have
in
locked the
lockup.
damn door even
Could
if
have
he
had my
showed up.
mugshot here if I had.
That'd been funny.
That would have
All right,
been
we should
funny.
probably edit some of this out.
Sort of fun.
No, we don't need it.
This stuff's fine.
fine,
No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Let's be done with the EA though, I guess, and
Yeah.
move on to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I did kind of want to talk a little bit more about the Switch.
Oh, the FIFA port.
Yeah, the FIFA.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm actually kind of excited about
'cause
that.
They're
Yeah.
actually going to be showing that during
Yeah.
their
Yeah,
press,
and
or
that one's I'm
during
actually
their
excited about.
show floor.
Because I've played the FIFA games on all the other consoles, but the Switch I'm actually kind of excited about.
Oh,
Just because I
absolutely.
feel like it has more of a multiplayer feel to it,
Oh,
where you can, obviously the whole concept is you take your Switch wherever you want
Right.
and meet up with your friends and play whatever
Anything,
multiplayer
right.
game you have, connect Link or Wi-Fi, whatever. So I'm actually pretty excited about that, just because I always felt like with FIFA it was be one where I had to have somebody here with me to like really play it.
Well, see, as somebody who plays every year, still, I don't give up on FIFA. I play online with my friends all the
Who's
time.
your team?
It's my team.
Chelsea?
Yes.
It's the only one I know.
Yes, Chelsea.
Did I
is
nail
my-
it?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Hell
is my
yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Cool.
You
I
That's
was-
the only one
might
I
as well
know.
just say Real Madrid now.
No, Real Madrid.
Oh, Ronaldo's on there.
Garbage. Forget
He's sitting there
Ronaldo.
scrolling for the highest
First of
rated
all,
team.
yeah. First of all, they're probably still one of the top 3 teams.
They are.
But-
Yeah, they won the Champions League this year. Actually,
That's London,
Yeah,
right?
they're
Chelsea's
Chelsea?
in London. Yes.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Only one I know.
you're from
But anyway,
Only one I know.
Anyway, I do play FIFA online, but I see what
Yeah.
they've already got within the game. If you're new to it, you can switch to a 2-button control scheme, and I think that plays into what is breaking the Switch apart, handing it to somebody at the bar or the coffee shop and letting
The
them
bar.
play. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
not
I'm-
playing at a coffee shop.
Well,
I just
I'm
picture
not
somebody
bringing it to
bringing
the
that
bar
to the
either.
Yeah.
But the point is that you can already break it down to those simpler pieces, so it kind of already transitions into the smaller controller setup.
I was gonna say kind of like Mario Kart, because you can give your little Joy-Con controller to your buddy and
Which we should play after
play.
this.
We
Those
should.
little sticks.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like this big.
yeah, and you can play on that. So I can see that being working for FIFA too, because all you need is a joystick and 2 buttons. Like, to be
Right,
honest,
and
I mean, you
in
can't
that
do,
mode,
like-
you can't do any skill moves or.
yeah, and you can't do like the lob
lose some
passing
of your-
probably
Yeah, you
through
know,
balls.
through
finesse.
passes.
So,
How are you not gonna have those? I mean,
Well, again, it's a 2-button setup you set up for people who are new, so
You have pass and shoot, man, and then
Yeah.
you have defend,
and you have the stick.
and I'm sure you have
turbo.
sprint,
that person's
that's
not
it.
gonna win anyways. Let's
Well,
not
they don't,
cater to
but
them.
That's-
But
Valid
yeah,
point.
I absolutely agree being able to. If you got FIFA, I got FIFA on our Switch. We're hanging out. These dickheads are
I'd have to
playing
wreck
Halo
you.
on the TV. and be like, hey man, pull it out real quick. Let's play a match
Halo.
of FIFA.
She
I'll
said-
pull it
Did you
out.
say Halo?
Oh.
She said.
No one plays Halo anymore,
Yeah.
sadly.
We
Don't
just
you
played
threaten me
Halo.
with a
Yeah,
good
don't
time.
Played
you remember the
Halo
good time?
1.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm saying.
It was a Halo one, was it?
Yeah.
It was Halo one, huh?
Well,
Master
Blood
Chief
Gulch.
Collection. Master
Blood
Chief
Gulch.
Collection,
Blood
yeah.
Gulch was in 2.
Blood Gulch
No,
is one
it
they
was-
kind of keep around.
It was.
Definitely not, it was a
They
different name.
renamed it. It was
Gulch Blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gulch Blood. That was
Gulch Blood.
it. 100%. That was it.
No, it was
If
Perfect.
Zach's not in the writing room with the next video game I play, I swear to God, I'm not buying
Yeah,
another
for
video
sure.
game ever.
But speaking
What
of
was
Halo,
it? Damn it.
that's a good transition into Microsoft, who
Yeah, do
Go
they
ahead,
all
I'm
have
gonna-
next?
I'm gonna look this
who
up.
isn't
That's
showing
perfect.
Halo apparently.
Can't
from
segue
saying
game
anything.
strong.
from 100% from rumors, they're not going to say anything about Halo.
Well, they're not gonna say anything about Halo 6. They haven't said anything
Yeah.
about another ODST title, another Reach title, another.
I know you're not
I
gonna
guess
see this,
Halo-
but don't do it.
I guess Halo
Coagulation.
Wars.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yes.
I guess
I
Halo.
thought you just
Yeah,
like
blood,
Googled the word
coag-
like, coagulation.
Yeah,
For 300.
Was that what it
we
was called?
understand what coagulation is. Yes.
Is that what it was called though?
I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think so.
There was a map called coagulation.
No, there
but
was.
don't
All
know
right.
what it
Yeah,
The
who
point
cares?
is, people love Halo, and they'd love to see it. And what's most important
They've
is.
been killing it. Absolutely. I mean, not mean killing it in a good way. I mean like
Wait.
burning it.
Did
Oh yeah.
Halo
Yeah.
Wars 2 come out or whatever?
Yes, it did this year actually.
Yeah,
Which
it
is
was a couple
why.
months ago.
Which is why maybe their Halo teas will just be some Halo Wars DLC that nobody cares about.
Oh,
Did
dude.
anyone buy Halo Wars 2?
you know,
like,
played
I
the
mean, like,
first
like
one.
how'd
The
the
thing
sales
is,
do?
it's got its audience, but it's not gonna sell anybody else. You know
I
what
bought the first one because I'm a Halo fan, but after that,
Right.
I like
It's
played
like
it for like a week.
StarCraft,
and
kind
I
of,
never
right?
did anything.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
RTS.
it's an RTS
It's an
game, and I
RTS.
love a good RTS.
Yeah,
I
and
just-
you know,
Some
it's
Red
not
Alert
bad.
2, baby.
The thing for me
Solid-
was
solid RTS
for
reference.
me Halo is such a console game. Whenever I played RTS on the console. I hate it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I have
my
to play it on the
thing is,
computer.
an RTS
That's what
isn't for
you
the
have to play on
console.
the computer because I bought it for the Xbox and it just felt weird.
I mean, it's still manageable. It's
It
still,
is, but
it's
it
still
feels
easy to do.
odd
It's just,
because all RTSs
like
are
it.
pretty much on the PC.
You ever play Generals?
Command and Conquer Generals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah,
last
I was
one
like,
I played.
Yeah,
RTS.
no, actually, I would
like
actually love to see
2000.
a Command and Conquer game come
2 or
out too,
some
like
shit.
a revamped version of it that made it
Yeah.
pretty badass. That's
Where would that be?
Microsoft.
Let's- hypothetically, where does that land on an E3 stage? A Command and Conquer's
who
Generals game.
makes Command and
Um,
Conquer?
Nah,
See,
it
that's the
doesn't.
question.
Yeah.
And then there is
I
a.
don't even know.
It
who
doesn't
makes
We're gonna
it.
we're gonna
Does
skip
anyone
it
still make it?
because
Honestly, I don't know when the last time one was made.
right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
And
gonna look it up.
2000, like, 2.
right, and we're
Okay, what's
there
that
is a
long ago?
there is a
3,
PC
4.
It was like
showcase.
2010.
There's a PC
don't
showcase Monday
I had it.
morning.
I bought one like 2010 or 12 or something.
There's a PC showcase Monday morning where a game like that could show up, but I don't think anybody
No,
actually
no,
cares
they're
what's
not gonna-
happening there.
Definitely not.
I think
for
that's
that
mostly
game. There might be an
hardware and
RTS,
stuff,
but
Looks
probably.
like the last one was Command and Conquer Tiberian Alliance in 2012.
Whoa.
The one that was actually probably known before that one was actually Command and Conquer 4, which I actually knew about that one. That
When
was
was
like
that?
the real futuristic one that had a bunch of like laser tanks and like laser
actually,
beam.
I
Like
think
it was
that's
crazy.
the one I bought.
That's not the, I played the one, I guess, before
Probably before
that.
that one, yeah.
Damn.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that
been a long
see, I
time.
don't know. I was always a big fan of Command and Conquer when I was younger, so I wouldn't mind
Generals,
seeing one
Command
of
and
those.
Conquer. My
And that
next
is
door
EA,
neighbor's
by the way,
dad
whoever
played
asked.
that. His dad played that, and I would go over and watch him play it.
See, but for me, I don't think Command and Conquer is a big enough name for it to really make E3 though. You know.
Oh
No,
no, I was just
definitely
I was
not.
just
Yeah,
shooting the
it's
shit,
a
trying to
sign
bring
up.
Command and Conquer into the
Sign
game.
up, Yeah.
But Microsoft's biggest thing is they are launching their new hardware iteration, the Xbox Scorpio.
Yep.
it's their main thing.
I kind of
honestly.
heard a rumor that they'll release it that day, the day they announce it.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't think that works. 'Cause I think they want pre-orders. They want to be able to.
Yeah.
Well,
wanna
they're
be able to
probably, yeah,
ship-
They might
November,
announce it for pre-order.
holidays.
you
Oh
know,
no,
all that
they're
shit.
gonna give a date for sure.
They're
But I
gonna-
don't think
yeah.
it'll be like and you could leave this conference and it'll be at Walmart. Like I don't think it'll be like out and ready to go.
Good.
All right,
crazy.
So I do know a lot of specs about the Scorpio,
Hit
but
me, bud.
can you explain a little bit about what's the big deal about it? I know it's supposed to be the most powerful console.
Right,
It's
well-
supposed to have like I don't know, it was like 16 teraflops.
It has a
some
little
weird.
FPS reading on the front. I've
thing.
seen.
I think that's the dev kit for
Oh.
developers to see what's going on. That's not a confirmed feature. Well, the thing is
That'd be kind of cool though.
that would be cool.
I would actually enjoy that quite a
Right,
bit.
but you're also a PC
It would
guy.
look really
You know what I mean?
Yes, I am.
But this isn't for PC.
No,
guys.
I mean, yeah.
The
I'm both.
thing is that I don't understand what the big deal is. It's 6 teraflops. It is more powerful, but they insist
Are you
that.
sure it's teraflops?
Yeah, no, that's a word. Look that up. Which I don't
No,
even
I
know.
know,
what
I
that
know what
means.
it is, but that just
Yeah, I
It's
don't.
a funny
I don't know
word.
what
It's weird hearing it
Teraflops
for a
is funny
console.
word.
Right, but
They PC fucking dorks. Teraflops.
Dorks?
they don't do teraflops in PC. Really.
No, fucking nerds.
PC Master Race. That's all I have to
But
say.
the problem with it is it's gonna play all the games they make for it. They say are gonna work on the original Xbox One.
So how
How
big can it be? How
No, I mean it can be that
strong
big,
can it
but
be?
what's the point of having it? You know what I mean? Like if I can still play all the same shit on the console before it, you know what I mean? And how much better can they make the games?
It's because the new games you can't play without the score. I mean,
No,
assuming in the future.
they're saying from here forward, all the games they make are gonna be on the Xbox One and the Scorpio.
I thought they're all just backwards compatible.
No,
like
no,
you
no,
can
no.
play like old games on.
I mean, no,
the-
you can do that, but I'm saying every game they make in the foreseeable future is on Xbox One and Scorpio. Is what they keep saying.
They just have to scale down the graphics and everything.
That's what I'm saying. But if how impressive are the games they're making
Thank you,
if you basically have to keep them on a leash? I mean, how far ahead of
Well,
PlayStation are you really going to get?
First of all, they're not even that far ahead from what I've seen. It like it just doesn't seem that much different than the PS4. Was it Pro? Or
Pro,
what-
yeah.
Well, okay. So on that note, in all honesty, if you watch like a high quality Blu-ray movie on like an old school TV, the
it's not
graphics.
fun.
No, I mean the graphics are still better on the bad TV. You know, it still
Absolutely.
actually looks cleaner.
But the
So I
TV
could
can
see-
only do so
And
much.
it might,
Yeah, 100%.
And even, it might
Well,
stay
it's actually
locked
the
in
video
at
that can do
1080
so much,
at
you know?
60 frames per second, which is huge on a console.
Yeah, but that's what I mean though. So I mean, you are getting a better quality
No, sure.
game,
But-
even though you're playing on a lesser quality console. It's the same way with TVs, you know.
Right, but I guess I just don't see what you're going to do to what can you put on that console that's better than the PlayStation if what you put on it has to play on the Xbox One. You know what I mean?
Like you said, just talking about like frames per second, it could be rendering. It renders 10 times better than any console game you've ever seen. It looks crisper, like the colors are brighter, the shading is absolutely unbelievable. And if they're going like that in depth with the games and stuff like that, you're talking about enormous games though. Like I'm talking about like this thing's gonna have to have like terabytes of storage in it.
Well, I think the rumors are the base model is a single terabyte. I get okay. Here's
Still, I mean that you still
No.
have to have that much because you're
Right.
talking about
Oh,
like
sure.
Xbox games right now are already like 50, 60, sometimes 100 gigs
Sure.
almost on like the biggest
That's
ones.
what I'm saying. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive in my PlayStation, just because the 500 or the single
Yeah, you're
isn't
badass.
enough.
Yeah, we know.
That's not what I'm saying. Is like you have to have more than that. I'm agreeing with you.
I mean, okay, so I don't even have the 4K TVs right now, and I know like they'll like play a 4K, or does it go up to 8K or something?
No, I think it. My understanding is it's only
2K.
involved in
2K 2018.
No, but like I don't even have one, so I guess I'm not getting like
Well, again,
What-
like we said here,
like
is
the full
it,
effect
is it
from it.
you can lock it at 1080 and it'll probably run at 60 frames per second, which again, there's
I would guarantee better
Right,
if it's
there's
as
not
big
a-
of a console.
yeah, but there's not the PlayStation 4 Pro isn't locked anything on at 60. Like you'll get moments at 60, cutscenes at 60, some slices of gameplay at 60, but nothing actually runs at 60 frames per second. So
I'm just saying if they're trying to say that this is going to be as big as it's going to be, I would assume 60 frames would be kind of like the start
Standard?
point.
I mean,
Like the standard of it,
maybe, but
Which-
I guess okay. But they're launching this console. They won't have a proper Halo game next to it. What do they launch next to this that makes you go, or hold it, not makes you because you guys have Xbox Ones, makes me go, oh shit, I want that.
I think like a lot of people, like I know you guys have disagreed with me on this, or maybe not disagreed, but kind of like skeptical. But I think they announced something that surprises everybody.
Sure,
They have to.
I believe that too.
They
But also
have
with
to.
Destiny 2 coming out, like they're gonna show a lot of the.
They're
I
not.
don't
No,
think
they
they're
don't
gonna-
get
They're
it.
not. They
I
can't.
don't think
Sony
they're
has
gonna-
rights to it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know because I've already seen a lot of Scorpio
No,
advertisements.
they
I've
have-
seen Destiny.
No, I mean
in
they,
that.
they add it on there. It's
Yeah, they
obviously
can
on
they can say
Xbox.
like
They're
Destiny's
saying-
coming on, but they can't like advertise that
They're
it's
not-
going to be on Xbox One.
It's not like it's not like the big deal.
yeah.
No,
It's PlayStation first on Destiny. So that's what if
they
when
get all the
Destiny
DLC and everything.
Shit, I don't know.
yeah
man.
when Destiny shows up
They
on a
don't have
stage,
Call of
anything.
Duty maybe.
No, that's
Call of
Sony
Duty's
as
got a
well.
deal
They have
with
Sony
Sony,
rights
too.
as well.
Sony's just stolen everything major that's coming
they've
out.
taken everything that
That's
Xbox
fine.
used
Which
to
we will
love.
talk about that in a little bit when we get there.
Battlefront, I
but
guess.
Yeah, we're gonna
100%. I mean, you have their normal, like the only games that I know of that are still exclusive to Microsoft, like your Crackdown, your State of Decay,
But
which
those
are
aren't
all
going to make
announced.
anyone buy a console.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
which
saying
is why they're
what makes-
losing already.
I
in the
knew
race,
people who
so.
played Crackdown, and they're like, "Yeah, it's a fun game."
It's a fun game
That's
that you
about it.
get
It
when
is
it's
fun.
like
It's
20 or
it might be a
30
launch
bucks.
title.
You
It
don't
could be a
buy
launch
it.
title, maybe.
You don't buy that game at $60.
Oh,
It could be a launch
plenty of people
title.
did.
Oh no, they did, but they would have been perfectly fine with just waiting.
100%.
No one's like, oh, I can't wait for the new Crackdown
Yeah.
game. You're just at Walmart. If you have
well,
enough money, you're like,
it's been
screw
like
it.
what?
I
8
feel like
years
I feel
since
like
the
there
last
is
Crackdown game,
there's a
so-
Crackdown
Has it been that
fan
long?
base.
It's been a
I guess,
while.
but it's been a
Crackdown
very long time.
2
Crackdown
came
2 was like
The thing
my
about
college
the thing about
days, so
Crackdown
that's saying
3
something.
though is they've been talking about it
Centuries
for
ago.
Yeah,
Go.
fucking like dinosaurs roamed the earth back
It'll
then.
probably be cool.
Just playing with cavemen.
Oh, probably very cool. But
Cave
you got
Forest.
Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2.
State of Decay looks pretty fucking awesome.
But again,
You
I've
said
got-
this last time. You're like,
I've got zombie fatigue.
burnout. And I said, when's the last time you played a zombie game?
Dying Light.
Yeah, which
What does
was
it matter?
what?
To
A
all the
year and a
zombie
half
TV
ago?
shows,
No, that was
shit
a
coming
long
out,
time ago.
zombie movies, all
Might have
that.
been. Might have been
Zombies
2.
definitely are overplayed for sure.
I'm over it. But
If they make a badass zombie game, again, I'm down to play it.
but again, I got a
Don't
point.
mind.
Does a badass zombie game sell a console to somebody like
Nope.
me who doesn't have an Xbox? Okay.
Well,
It's
you
gotta be a
just
big-
said you won't play any more zombie
No,
games,
but
so
I mean,
obviously
okay,
not.
outside of me, but outside of somebody who's
It's
who's
gotta be a
still
big
not
title.
Dying Light 2, maybe.
No,
Was that exclusive to PlayStation though?
No.
It wasn't.
no, it was on,
No.
I have it on PlayStation.
A console is
I
such
don't
a
really have
No,
anything
that's what it's-
exclusive because Gears just came out. Gears
Gears
already
says-
came out.
So what
they
I
can't
think
sell
what they
that
have
with
to do
it.
is they have to surprise somebody.
Gears is a series that's kind of
they're only
almost played out in my opinion now.
I think this is what happened.
no, it has.
Yeah, I mean, the
I-
next one will be.
I played
This
the first.
one-
I played the first one for months. Like online all day.
I never played.
I
I was
got-
in Gears for the story, man. That
I
was
got
one
I
campaign.
got good at it too. Like
I
we
hated
were,
it.
Yeah, we were. Oh man, we had a team of like these like 6 people I always played with. We were real good.
I played a couple
And
online matches.
Then the
but
2 came out,
I love
wasn't
the
the
story,
same.
man.
We didn't like it as much, so we
I
just
hate the
didn't play
Nasher
the 2
shotgun
really.
for the rest of
And
my
then
life.
3, I didn't even play 3 or this last one.
No, see, I didn't either because
have
I don't care.
3, I think. No,
I think
don't so.
I think the problem is that we grew up away from Gears. If that makes any sense. Because Gears is like, oh fuck yeah, watch me chainsaw shit, and now we're like,
the fuck out of Gears when I was young.
and now we're grown and we're like, oh, maybe I don't want to just be chainsawing aliens.
No, first of all,
Like
chainsaw-
shotgunning something point blank range, watching.
Yeah, we're at the
explode
the graphics capacity where I want to invest in a story now.
See,
I'm
that's
not
what I'm
about.
saying is-
I'm not a,
is
like
we-
online
we-
play. That's cool
we've
and
grown
all.
some
up-
Skyrim shit.
Yeah,
you
we've
know?
grown up
Or
away
Last
from
of
that,
Us.
and we
Like I want more of that kind of
Yeah.
gameplay.
yeah, more on The Last of Us and Uncharted, less on, oh god, Marcus Phoenix is really fucking shit up again. You know what I mean? Like, who
Well,
cares?
Gears of War has a cool ass story too.
It actually did have the first
That's
one.
why I never played online Gears of War. I just played for the stories. I would
I like the
replay them. It's about time that I should replay them.
Don't play the online. It's infuriating.
Yeah,
It is infuriating.
Shotgun-
You get shotgun to the
shotguns are
face,
the
or you get headshot by a sniper rifle. It's a little.
Fucking
little
Nasher
rage-inducing.
shotgun is the reason I quit.
But whenever
online.
you're the one just sniping people in
Yeah.
the face, you're just like.
and we're just
"God."
rolling around shotgunning
just
at you,
feel
just
it.
roll
I
at
think
you.
that's
Ah.
true of every shooter online though. Whenever you're the one getting kills, it's like, oh,
Getting
oh, it's so
100%. Yeah, he just sucked at it. So that's why.
Yeah.
He,
No, I was trash at it. I
Yeah.
will say,
I'm playing
let's see,
Call of Duty now.
yeah,
I don't
first
like-
person shooter. This
I
is third person.
actually hate
Yay.
No,
I
that's
hate
so
third
true. I'm
person.
so bad at third-person shooters.
Oh my god.
That is so true.
Third person is not my thing.
Shooters.
I tried to
give him a good-
chainsaw
that's
this
a-
guy and I
a
wasn't
good
lined
Eric
up right.
impression.
I never get.
I love.
I was always too
Eric.
scared to go in and like, trying to
You're the
chainsaw
dude who
someone.
just sat back there hidden behind a wall.
No,
just
he would
shooting
never
everyone
play
with your little
Uncharted.
Gatling
No,
gun.
no, because you can't do that because it takes a full clip to kill someone in Gears, and it's the most obnoxious thing ever.
Yeah, and you don't even kill him, you just down him, and then you go and try and finish him
No.
off, and you get killed by his buddy.
That's the thing is, it like takes a full clip of your AR to kill someone.
Well, if you're not aiming, yeah,
No, it literally takes almost a full clip to
Never.
kill someone.
never get that.
Did you play Gears of War 2?
you get that
Because Gears
action
of War 2
reload and
is
just
I didn't actually play the first one that much
Gears of War
online.
2.
Gears of
Play
War
the
2.
story.
The first one, you're
Play the storyline.
messing up.
No one
Fucking
cares
awesome.
about Gears' story. I mean, I'll be
All
honest.
right.
It might be
Okay, you're gonna
okay.
get shit on in the comments because a lot of people fucking.
Well, I
all the
think
people watching,
all two
please
people
shit
don't
on
give a
me.
shit.
all like
shit on
15
Eric about
of
the
you or
Gears of
10
War
of you,
storyline.
yeah, 100%.
Because people like that shit. I know. I was about
You
to name
know-
drop. Never mind.
But in all honesty, though, do you guys have a game that they might be able to surprise us with, even if it's like an older title, something that they might bring back?
I think what you said was 100% true. Is they can't be talking about State of Decay. Well, they can't. They have to get these games out. State of
Yeah.
Decay 2, Crackdown 3.
They're gonna talk about
Sea of Thieves.
anything
They have
they
to get those
can.
out. But I think they have to show up and be like, this is some bomb ass shit we
Like,
have coming.
I know
They don't
nobody
have
sees them.
anything that's
I
bomb
mentioned
ass
this
shit.
last time, and it wasn't at this point in Microsoft, but didn't they used to have exclusive rights to Fable?
No, Fable is theirs.
Yeah,
but what
Fable, yeah,
happened?
Fable's
100%, right?
Lionhead Studios was working on
It
Fable
shut down.
Legends,
Lionhead
and they
shut down.
canceled it last year. They
Right.
shut them
I
down.
They
know,
were
but
talking- they're-
that's what I'm saying is they might bring it
they're
back because the
talking-
last one was
Legends
abysmal.
looked.
The last one was
Legends-
abysmal. If they bring out a good Fable game,
they're like
something that's like
talks, but
you know
yeah.
you have your black and white, you know you have your good and evil aspect to it. They make the gameplay actually fun again. They make it so it's not cartoony and stupid.
Fable 1
100%.
single-handedly
Fable
made
1
me
and
fall
2.
in love with video games. really.
For yeah,
Fable
no,
1
like
was fucking awesome.
you know the whole
I will
like
say that
choose your
if they
choose
show
your
up-
good and evil
Or
of
even
like
those,
Star
I guess.
Wars,
Or not
Knights of the
even
Republic
RPGs, I
stuff.
mean.
Like that was
RPGs.
huge for me. That was like the first time I actually fell in love with a game and played as a female and male.
Yeah.
Did both good and bad
Fable's
stories. So
incredible.
4th entire playthroughs just to see how the story would change
Yep.
based on that. And that was Fable and like Star Wars. So I just hope they bring something like that back. I think that would be something that if they did it right and it was big enough and it was actually really good, I think that would be something that might bring some people
Maybe
back.
just a
I would argue-
remaster, perhaps.
Huh?
Maybe a
I would
Fable
argue
1 remaster.
That's true.
maybe?
I would almost get an Xbox One just for the sake of playing a Fable 1 remaster.
Like yeah,
Would you
100%.
though?
behind
I
that.
mean, honestly, because
Like, if they
I don't
made
know
it
if I would spend like $300
gorgeous.
on an Xbox for a
I
Fable
wouldn't.
game.
I wouldn't get the Scorpio over it.
No, I mean.
I would
So
go-
not,
I
not,
would
not
go to the
just
pawn
not
shop.
just for Fable, but just to have the console because Fable's there as
But
well as the other
that's the thing
games.
is they don't have anything else. What they also have Forza.
Fable-
Also,
would be
if
like-
Scorpio
Forza's
is that
coming
good,
out. That's like one of their only other games. It's like but it's a
that'll
racing
get
game, but
wrecked by Gran Turismo.
Does-
Shit, I'll even play the crew
actually
over.
wins
I don't know. I
those
feel like
Forza.
Forza will do better.
Who
We are
all
getting to the
wins
crew.
those?
We are
Gran,
getting to the
Gran
crew in a
Turismo is
minute.
probably by far the most popular racing game.
Who
I
wins
never
those
fucked
racing
with racing
games? Because
games.
I don't play like who wins? Because there's
You don't think so?
Gran Turismo, Forza, or whatever.
No. I'm thinking of which is Gran Turismo being better. I don't
Yeah.
know where they land sales.
No, so like who's better?
I know
'Cause
I know
anyone that buys
historically.
them.
Neither do I. Well, okay.
I think the franchise that has the most sales is Gran Turismo, but it also has been around for the last 17 years.
I've
Okay,
never
fair
bought
enough.
a single one of either.
Gran
one.
Turismo, like PlayStation 2, 3, stuff like that. I always got Gran Turismo over the Forza games.
Is that still a thing where you can buy the steering wheel?
Probably. Actually, the Need for Speed games are probably doing pretty decently too.
Need
Yeah,
for
the
Speed,
last
Hot
one was
Pursuit
abysmal.
2.
And then back
Best
to
game.
EA, they are coming out with another one, which is
Best
going to
game.
compete again with this Forza game that's probably coming out for the Scorpio.
Payday.
Yeah, Payback.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Or you
Payback.
can just play Grand Theft Auto, and that's way more fun.
What? Those,
To just
Completely
kinda,
different
like,
genres.
you're not locked into a racing game.
Yeah,
so
completely
racing
different
games
genres.
fucking bore the shit out of me.
Eventually, yes, they do. That's why I honestly surprised racing games still do so well because
Yeah,
they're boring after.
They still have
It's
their
a dad
audience
game.
in-
It's a dad
in car
game. You
guys.
can only sit down and game for like 30 minutes. You play a little Forza.
that still sounds boring.
Kid starts crying. Okay, well, that's it.
Possibly.
You could turn it off at any time.
Yeah,
if
you
you
can
don't care.
turn it- yeah.
You can be in the middle of a
No,
race
it's
and just be
over.
like, whatever.
It's
No,
over.
no,
Okay,
don't
yeah.
care.
Gotta go back
That's
to my
enough of that.
fucking-
Moving
There
on.
goes my fun for the day.
Yeah. My kid's pooping again. I gotta go.
So I guess we
Uh,
can
Take
agree
care.
the biggest thing we're looking for in Microsoft's a surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have
toss-up,
They might
I'd
have
say.
their Mordor game, Middle Earth.
Well,
Shadow
that's
of
not-
War.
that's not
Mordor.
theirs.
That's not exclusive.
But I could.
I didn't think it was coming to PlayStation.
It
Is
is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
it
I
is.
didn't see it. Whenever I looked at the game, it only
No,
saw
the
Xbox
thing
on
is,
it.
I think they might get a lot of third-party support. Games like that.
What is it called? Is it
Coming
called
out.
Shadow of Mordor?
No, Shadow of War.
Shadow of Mordor was the
Yeah.
original.
Shadow of the
War,
Mordor was the
new
first
one.
That was on PlayStation 4.
It was on both.
Yes, it was on
Okay.
both. I think you'll get a lot of third-party games like that that'll show up, and they'll be like, "Hey, look how good this
Look how
game
it's
looks.
gonna look.
It looks
Look
good
how
on
good it's gonna
Scorpio.
look."
Look how good it's going on Scorpio." I think that's. I wouldn't be surprised if that's most of their
Yeah,
conference.
this is a
games that-
$10,000 4K TV with Scorpio. Check
Right.
how awesome this looks. It's
Right.
gonna be the best experience you've ever had.
Right, but I think then they run into the same problem. I don't know if you guys watched the PS4 kind of like reveal press conference that Sony did.
Actually, I was planning on watching it. I just haven't done it
It was bad. Here's the problem: is if you show me what something looks like in 4K on a stage, shot on a camera that's in 1080, streamed over the internet to my cell phone, that's probably showing it to me in 420.
yet. Not even.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
it's like what are you
You're
really?
actually probably getting 7.
But it's like, what are you really showing me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at, we'll say, a 720 image on my cell phone, watching this press conference. Because remember, I was watching it while I was bartending back in Enid, and I was like, man, this
Back
is.
home.
I was like, this is stupid. I was like, why am I watching this? I can't see what a 4K TV looks like, and they're gonna do the same thing on stage for this Scorpio. You know
That's
what I mean?
alright. We can all watch it here. I have a 4K TV.
But the thing is are they gonna stream the press conference in 4K?
Maybe I'll be there.
Probably.
I would hope so.
I doubt it.
Give me a
'Cause I'll be in
t-shirt.
California.
I would honestly assume that there's probably a
I
4K
think
stream.
you have to. You know what I mean? Because then you run the
It'd almost be hard to believe with how 4K, because 4K is definitely taking over 1080 now. Like
Oh,
you can
it's-
get a
I think it's the
4K
standard.
TV for about $600-700. That's pretty decent.
Right.
About the same price as most 1080s. You'll
Sure.
just get a bigger 1080.
Right. Okay, so that's surprises and
Micro?
third party junk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, honestly, just because I was a huge Xbox fan, I hope they do something big.
Yeah.
I hope they
too.
surprise
I've
everybody.
been a huge
I like
Xbox fan too.
I think as gamers we need Xbox, we need Nintendo, we need PlayStation to thrive, to create.
Well, if there's no competition, there's
no,
nothing
to
great.
create. That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
if PlayStation just sits here and takes a dump on everybody like they have been.
Well, I
What's-
mean, the problem
the
is
Switch
that
is being
Xbox,
big, though.
like,
No,
Switch
I-
is big now.
the Switch will do the same thing the Wii did when the Wii came out. Everyone's like, "Oh no, the Wii, it's awesome!" And they all bought one, and then
Yeah, and then
you
Wii U
know,
took a
then
shit
it
and
just
got
yeah, it'll probably do
fat.
the same thing after all the hype for the Zelda games are gone and Smash comes out or whatever. Like, it's gonna go back down
Yeah.
like it always does.
Well, we'll talk
And
about that with Nintendo.
The biggest problem is that they did lose. They just recently, like last year or the year before, lost the rights to Call of Duty. Went to Sony now, and then they lost Destiny 2. And it's like, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but you were already behind. It does not help that two of the
but
biggest
think
titles
It is,
you
I think
just
it is
lost.
that big of a deal.
No, I do, but a lot of people don't think they're like, oh, COD's so bad, but yet everyone still buys it.
It's-
And if you get the DLC first on PlayStation for either game, it might like
Right.
incentivize you to pick that over the Xbox.
Well, it's not just DLC with Destiny. Though. It's guns, it's armor, it's so much stuff.
There was like one gun. It was
yeah,
the.
but it was like a
Oh,
game
but
breaking
I mean,
gun.
for-
It's the Hawk
for-
mode, and
yeah.
it was there forever.
But you
Oh,
can
yeah.
get the Hawk
Hawkman
now.
was badass.
Now,
Now it's been out for like how long?
let them know. Preach.
You could
It's
get it
been
like
out for a long time.
You could get it like 2 months after it came out.
No,
Granted,
no,
Oh,
years,
no.
Really?
multiple
Years.
years, multiple
You
years.
sure about that?
I'm like,
I know there was a
I'm so
raid.
sure.
There was like
I'm
a
85%
raid that
sure.
we
I
didn't
hope
there's
have.
sure
strikes
that I
and
am.
stuff, but I
Yeah,
am
there
confident
were-
it was well over 8
Well,
years.
shit, somebody pull out a smartphone, look up the damn.
I guess this is
Hawkman.
2017.
It doesn't matter.
I'll look it up.
Doesn't matter.
On from Microsoft, we're on to Bethesda,
Big old Bethesda.
and Bethesda's always interesting because
Love
they
Bethesda.
Fallout.
they're wild cards,
Skyrim.
man. Yeah, they're wild cards.
EOS.
Everything
They
great.
could bring anything.
Prey, right? Prey.
Prey
just
was
came out?
Prey.
Bethesda?
They published Prey.
Bethesda's
They published
kicks
Dishonored
ass.
too.
Naughty Dog, Bethesda.
See, the thing about
top
the
fucking
difference
titans.
is Bethesda is not only making their own games, they're publishing these games too. You know what I mean? So where Naughty Dog just makes some
Bethesda's
shit,
great, man.
they're crushing shit.
Yeah.
And I think we know for sure from their press invites, they sent out a photo of a theme park with a bunch of different sections that were their bigger titles. And there's 2 areas that are in construction, which I think is just blatantly saying, "Hey, we have 2 games coming
things
at you
we're gonna-
soon."
2 that are going to be big names.
One
know
of them
you
we
guys-
looked into is Wolfenstein.
You guys
I-
are saying Wolfenstein? I don't think so.
Did
No, see,
anybody
here's the
play
thing. I think so
Wolfenstein?
because, and
Did
this is,
anybody
I
play
looked into
Wolfenstein?
it after the last time we recorded, and this is my argument, right?
Yeah.
Is
Please give it to me.
okay, last E3, they showed an old CRTV TV kicking up, you know what I mean? And it was running titles, and it had all the Wolfenstein games, okay? It had all the orders, the date they released, game, date they released, game, date they released, Wolfenstein New Colossus, game, XXXXXX, because it doesn't have a release date as of last year when they teased it. So if
That is bullshit proof, sir.
I mean, I'm just thinking that's one that they've already. You can already kind of see where they've got it being teased, and
So my argument to that as well, Wolfenstein is it's a pretty popular game with most people because it's kind of like a Doom, you know, in that sense. But it is not one of their staples.
no, it is a lot like in the sense of it's mostly a first person story based.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not the same storyline or near Doom in any single way.
Yeah.
But if you go back and compare like an old school Doom with the first like Wolfenstein, they're the same game.
Yeah, no,
That's what I mean. Like, you know, they look the exact same. They kind of play the same. It's the same concept. Obviously, completely different stories and different everything. But I just never. If I think Bethesda, Wolfenstein is not something that would ever.
Well, here's the
pop
thing:
in my
is
head.
Wolfenstein. They don't make Wolfenstein. They don't make Doom.
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't
They
saying
own,
the
but the thing is, they own the studios who make those games.
yeah.
And so, like, if they're just teasing things, Wolfenstein's up there, I think. And then what?
Wolfenstein's a great game.
Oh, they're great. They're popular. People love them. They're not.
How many?
I
are
do
there?
agree with Cam when I say that. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I don't think
Nah,
it is
it's
either.
not. It's not. I think
I
I have the New Order one.
the New Order was
That's-
pretty good. I got that one on sale though. It wasn't.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bought it for like $8. Like, cool ass game though. I was playing it at our old house. It
Yeah, I was watching it for a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the other title could be? A lot of speculation. Evil Within 2. If you guys are into horror
Yeah.
games.
Actually,
Fallout
I actually liked
DLC,
it. I
more
didn't like the
Fallout
ending.
DLC, maybe?
I actually hated the ending of that game.
The Fallout 4 VR is coming. They're gonna showcase that.
Yeah, but they had
the
a
Fallout
Fallout
has
section
the
in
section,
that
yeah.
in that theme park.
Yeah.
So I think if it was going to be a what I'm saying is like this looks like a thing that they don't have.
And see, this is my thought on that too, is because they're showing 2 blanks, they might be bringing out games that they've never released before.
Yeah,
you know?
Wait, is We Happy Few Bethesda?
No, that's not them.
I think you asked that last time.
My understanding though is if we
I did.
rewind one press conference, We Happy Few is supposed to be a Microsoft exclusive.
Oh God, I want it so bad. I've been looking forward to that game so.
Right, and that's
bad.
something that could. But that game isn't going to back to Microsoft. Isn't going to move consoles either.
I would buy it.
Okay,
It
so
would
let's
for me.
see. On Bethesda, you have like your Fallouts, you have your Dishonored, you have Doom, you have Wolfenstein. All those are established games. So
Prey.
if you're gonna put that in like your theme park of a studio you have,
Right.
you're gonna have those there already. So why put 2 blanks in there unless they're just trying to say that we're gonna announce 2 games that
Okay, I mean, I guess I see what you're saying is those
Yeah,
are things
you know,
we
you
know.
might not
so
have
you
one
think,
that- you
you
might
think
have one
the under
releases-
construction areas are something that we haven't seen.
100%. Yeah,
Okay.
you might have something like releases this year and something that doesn't release till like 2019.
Okay.
But they're still gonna say, "Hey, this is what we're thinking. This
Sure.
is what we're going. This is the direction we're heading in. Give us some feedback. What do you guys
Right.
think?
The-
This is E3. You know, this is where we're showing off our new ideas."
The rumor I'd heard is Todd Howard's team that does Skyrim and Fallout is actually working
New
on a
game.
new IP
Yeah.
instead of those 2. So maybe that'd be cool. I'd like to see them do something other than.
Because I would almost play any game that they put
Oh, yeah,
out.
I would give it a shot at the
Yeah.
very least.
100%.
Bethesda, yeah.
I mean, but specifically Todd Howard's team that does the Skyrim and the Fallout. Gotta love that. Anybody got anything else?
Just a
on?
quick recap. I know I'm sorry to go back to Microsoft, but We Happy Few we've heard about for a long time. Steam gave it a 9 out of 10. This is Microsoft, so they could do something big with this.
I never played it.
Steam no,
What
it's,
is
it hasn't come out yet.
So there's no previous version of it. Is what I'm
No.
saying. Okay.
Steam gave it a 9 out of 10. Microsoft gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
Well, Microsoft's biased.
Well,
Doesn't
So
count.
it's gonna be
Well,
fucking.
this is a game we own and we love it.
We give it
4.5
a
out of
2
5.
out of 10.
really
This game's awesome.
Xbox.
You need to
One-
buy it. Get an Xbox.
Yeah, so it's an Xbox exclusive.
So what is We
So-
Happy Few about since we're on the
It's-
subject? Just 'cause I'm
We
curious.
Happy
I actually
Few
haven't
is
heard
an
of it.
indie
It's
I haven't
just
survival.
weird to me.
We Happy Few is an indie survival horror video game.
Oh,
Kind
I
of
do know what it
in
is.
the
Never
sense
mind.
of
And
in
so
the
you
sense
go to
of
this town and
you
you
gotta
have to
use
take
drugs
this.
to
No,
look
yeah, I know what it
normal.
is.
Yeah. It's gonna
Give
be
an
awesome.
explanation to people who might not know, just because I interrupted you. Sorry.
We Happy Few. You're in this town. It's basically kind of like a prison, and they make you take this pill to keep your mood up, and you play as somebody who rejects these pills.
Yeah.
And
you
like
start
all
to
the
see the
police
world for
have
what it
masks
is.
on. Yeah. Yeah. It's it reminds me of a book that I've read recently.
It honestly reminds me a little bit of a Bioshock type of game, like look-wise.
I would love a new Bioshock.
Yeah, it'll be creepy that.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I mean. Like
It's-
like the mask, like all the splicers have those
Yeah.
like bunny masks and stuff like
it's,
that.
I
and
think it's
crazy.
based in like the
They
20,
look like bunny, isn't
either
it?
the
No,
20,
they
40s.
definitely are bunny masks.
Like very
half
old
bunny
school
mask.
police officers. They have like the mime masks on.
100%, and then whenever
They club you.
yeah, and then whenever you stop taking your happy pills, you see like
Yeah.
all the children
Yeah.
eating like rats and stuff like that
Yeah.
instead of candy. Yeah.
It's
It looks
gonna be
crazy.
fucking gnarly.
Looks
And I've
crazy.
heard about it for like a year and a half.
Yeah, I
now.
remember seeing it now. Yeah, now I know what game you're talking about.
It's gonna be cool.
It looked pretty
Microsoft
cool.
exclusive. So there. I hate to go back, but
I mean,
there's
hopefully-
an
hey,
exclusive for Microsoft.
honestly, if they announce something with that, I'll be stoked.
Yeah.
Because I
Me
did want to
too.
play the game.
'Cause I've
when
been
I first saw
yeah,
it.
I've been waiting to
just
play
didn't
that a
know
long
the name
time.
of it, but
I don't
yeah,
think
I've
I've
seen it.
ever seen anything of it. I
It's-
just saw
it's
on his
interesting.
phone a little bit.
It's
but
really cool looking.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out.
Very unique looking video game.
I don't think it moves a single console though. I don't
It
think
I will
de-
buy a
definitely
fucking
won't.
Scorpio and play it on that.
Well, I don't know. If
So
if
there's a
it's-
single.
Because
there's a
also,
single
if you think
cell
about
for
it,
you.
like
There's the
First-
one.
if it's an exclusive and it's like Bioshock, I would buy a new console for a really good Bioshock.
Yeah, sure.
So
Me
100%.
too. Me
I
too.
mean, I would.
absolutely. Okay, so
Sorry to go back to mine.
no, you're fine. Do you think we're done with Bethesda though? Does anybody have any other predictions that they
no,
want
I
to put on
mean,
there?
there's probably, they just announced ESO, the new.
Right, that came out the 6th.
Yeah, going back a couple days now, but yeah, they just released that, so they might have some.
Kind of a push to get people back there.
Yeah,
maybe?
just saying, hey, this is what's gonna be.
how many people still play that game?
Uh,
Because I mean, like, cause
It's
I
not a decent
played
one.
it,
It's
but
not
I
huge.
honestly don't
my
know anyone that still
understanding
plays
is that it's
it.
picked up actually, and it's gaining a player base.
Yeah, because Morrowind is honestly, I think, well, for me, Morrowind was one of my favorite Elder Scrolls games. So there's probably a lot of people who have the same thoughts. So going back and exploring, because the Morrowind in this one is set. I want to say it's like 700 years before the actual Morrowind game came out. So it's supposed to be you're going to be going and seeing all the pre-construction for what Morrowind
Right.
was.
People
so it's
eat that
everything that
lore
happened.
up,
So all
dude.
the
They love
like
it.
the main storyline of all the gods that you would know in Morrowind. They're either like asleep or not in the story, but they are just not there. And like you go to I don't remember which god it was. But I don't remember their names.
what,
It's
you
real
listen?
hard to say. But you go back and you see the constructions of one of the ruins for the gods that you go see in like the Morrowind game that was released 10 years ago. So I don't know.
I think
there's
it's been longer than 10 years, bro.
huh?
I think it's been longer than 10 years, bro.
Well, I was just saying.
But the more I think about it,
a
the
standard
older,
figure of time, but yeah, it's
the
actually
older I think, I feel so old.
no,
when I
it
think
was
about
like early 2000s. I want to say it was 2000. I don't know, but it was early 2000s.
Because
when that came
Oblivion was the one right before Elder Scrolls, right?
Oblivion
Not Elder
was
Scrolls. I'm sorry.
Oblivion
Oblivion
verse.
was
Obli-
Oblivion first. It
Oblivion-
was Oblivion, then Morrowind.
out. No,
not the other way
no.
around.
It was Morrowind then Oblivion.
So that's what I'm saying. And I
Yeah.
remember Skyrim was
hold on, I'll look it up.
2012. Oblivion would have been 5 years before
Skyrim
that.
confused me because they did like the whole remastered version, so I forget like what year
Yeah,
it actually
Oblivion
came out.
originally
12.
came
I-
out
12.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
the first, the original Xbox and PlayStation 3 or 2.
2.
Damn. Did it even come out on PlayStation 2?
I'm
Or
not sure.
PlayStation?
Yeah, no, I'm really not sure. It was that era though. So ESO, they've got a card game related to that as well that I'm sure they'll talk about. Cause
Gwent.
no,
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 that's
not
Witcher.
Gwent. Sorry.
That's
Fucking
The
yeah,
Witcher.
that's The Witcher.
Elder Scrolls something.
I had beta access to it and I
Dumbass.
played it. My bad.
Legends, maybe.
I played both. I played Gwent and the Elder Scrolls one at the same time, so they're both in my head at
Right.
like, the exact same point. But just so you know, Oblivion 2006, the Morrowind was 2002.
Pooh.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a big
15
PC
fucking
deal.
years ago
Yeah.
now, dude.
How old do you feel right now?
Well, dude, don't even. I'm
He-
already old.
He
Yeah,
always
I-
feels old.
I mean, like get out of bed creaking.
That's probably
easy on
loud,
the bang.
sorry.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
loud,
probably
sorry.
loud. Whatever. It's funny.
So what else do we think? Are we missing anything?
What are we on right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Quake Champions is supposed to come out this year. If you
I
guys
thought that was
are,
I thought I could have.
I thought that was
sworn that was out.
I thought that was in
Why not?
beta
No, it's not.
access recently.
It might have been
We looked
beta
it up-
access.
we
I
looked it
know
up
I
last
saw
time we did
people
this.
playing it, so it
Right.
might have been beta. But
We looked at it up last
yeah,
time.
Quake.
And
Actually, you know,
Old
Quake was
school
a very
PC shooters. They
Quake was
love
a very
that.
popular game.
It
I never
was.
got into it.
I mean,
I never
I
got
didn't
into it.
either,
Honestly, I played
mean-
like the couple like the very first ones, Unreal Tournament, things like that. But never.
Unreal Tournament was badass.
Never got huge into it though. I'm assuming you'll probably see some DLC for maybe some of your maybe like I don't know how popular
Dishonored.
Fallout 4 is and like
No, I think
Dishonored
Fallout-
and stuff.
I think
Fallout
Fallout
4 is still
4 's
very
been-
relevant.
No,
Well, it
but I
is,
think
but
it's
I'm
They've
just
been-
already
saying,
had like 3 DLCs. I think they're pretty much.
But that's
done.
what-
I
yeah.
think,
New
I
Good
think they've had the
Towns,
DLC they're gonna have.
Something Harbor.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Far Harbor?
Far Harbor.
And there
They
was
I think
might
they only
have
had
something
two actually.
for
They
it.
might
Yeah,
have
there
one
was-
more.
but there
They
was-
had that machine one where you.
Right, there was some more builder
Oh,
release.
I
you
haven't.
could
I,
have,
I
like,
stopped playing after the
battle
first
bots or some
DLC.
shit like that.
Yeah, I stopped playing after the first DLC just because I kind of burnt out on it.
Sure.
I burnt the
But-
fuck out. I
Uh,
played
so-
the
so I-
shit out of that
I don't
game
know, yeah,
when it first came
100%.
The
out.
problem
we-
is that you sit there and you like search a place for like an
Then
hour
I blew
and a
my
half.
face off.
I have
to
to
do
open
some-
every
yeah,
goddamn
yeah.
thing there is to open. 100%.
That's
yeah.
the only thing that I love.
It
and
was
don't
fresh
like
though.
about it.
At
Yeah,
one point,
so
it was a
I-
fresh
I
feeling.
don't know. You'll probably see some DLC stuff.
See, I think they're through with the Fallout, but
I
Dishonored.
honestly do
don't
too,
think
but I
Dishonored.
just
I don't
think
think
they
Dishonored
might.
2 has any DLC yet.
No.
Maybe some Dishonored 2 DLC. What? That game's great.
How
No,
well did it
no,
go?
I'm just saying I don't know.
Oh,
How
I
well
said
does
no.
it
I think
sell?
said no. I was
No,
like,
I
oh,
said
okay.
yeah, no. I honestly I don't know.
It's sold okay.
Like the
It
first Dishonored was cool. I haven't played the second one
I've,
yet. but
I've heard
played
good
I
things about
know
Dishonored 2. Have you
one
beaten it?
person-
No, I haven't beaten it.
Our
I've
buddy,
played
our
it,
buddy
yeah.
that we all four know that we
Right.
probably can't name on this.
Steve, I
Steve.
guess.
Steve.
We'll
His
go
name
with
is
the fake
Steve.
name of Steve.
No, his real name is Steve. He's our manager.
God damn it, Steve.
What?
Yeah, we'll use a very generic
Try not to
name and say
name drop, it'd be
Steve.
Weird.
Fucking Steve.
I think it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Fucking
Just
Steve.
one
These
guy
people,
I
but
know.
these people.
Yeah, it's fucking
Or
weird.
if you just be like, I've got
damn it.
Sounds
friends who beat that
sketchy.
game.
That's what it
No,
sounds. It
you'd be
sounds
like, hey,
sketchy.
I have one friend I know that bought the game. Is that
Yeah, let's call him Steve.
Okay.
it
Hey,
works too well.
100. Yeah. We all
But
love
anyways,
Steve.
he played
Yeah.
Dishonored
Yeah, the nuts
2
not big.
a couple times,
He's not relevant.
twice actually.
He is not relevant.
I guess,
Okay.
but the interesting part is his
I guess that
friend
would be
he
a
can think
couple.
of that's beat it. So,
So,
if that's a
yeah,
testament
like,
to
Yeah,
He's
we'll
the
call
only
him
person-
Steve right now.
to the numbers.
That's a very
Just one
generic
question
name
I
to
have.
use.
So I know they just did a remastered
his last
Skyrim,
name
and they
is
just
Space.
released well, not an expansion, but a
I
new
guess-
game expansion for ESO.
Uh huh.
But do you think they have any type of announcement for another Elder Scrolls game? Because I know I've seen a bunch of rumors where
Right.
they were gonna make another
They have
Elder
a trailer
Scrolls
out
6.
for one right now.
No.
No, that's for the.
That's
Morrowind.
see, okay,
That's
I guess
that's
that's
still Elder Scrolls, right?
100 yeah, but that's the online.
but that's
game.
the ESO.
Like there's two different like
That's not a
like,
remaster.
I don't think
companies, but there's two
they'll air
different
a trailer
developing
right
teams.
now and then.
There's two
introduce
different
something
development
new.
teams though for the Elder Scrolls Online and the Elder Scrolls games.
yeah, I guess you do make an interesting point though.
Because that
with
Marvel,
Elder Scrolls.
or excuse me, Skyrim was 2010, 2011,
It was 12. We just I
When
think
does
11 or
when does
12.
I have
Skyrim
it pulled
Online
up right
come
here.
out or Elder Scrolls?
2011. Yes.
Okay.
Skyrim was 2011.
Elder
So
Scrolls
it's-
Online.
it's
What is
been,
that?
You know,
16.
5, 6,
15?
almost 7 years now that they've come out with an actual game. I know they
Right, but-
remastered Skyrim.
But the thing
that's
is
not
though
hard.
is that same team goes Elder Scrolls and then Fallout, and so they just finished with Fallout, so you have to assume they're only a couple years in.
Fallout 5.
Now the thing that did remind me
Wait,
that
what
we
was the
didn't
last
bring up
Fallout game?
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
Is that what it was called?
No, maybe a Fallout 5.
Okay, thank you.
Look a little red there, Cam.
I know I've been drinking. I'm Asian.
Austin Toss syndrome.
Is the Asian glow?
Shrinking and I'm Asian.
That's the
Do you
thing.
think the Switch port of Skyrim shows up?
Oh,
at this
I
conference?
You know what?
did.
I have put
Did I fuck up the audio?
so many hours of
Did I fuck up the audio?
goddamn gameplay into Skyrim, and I'm still gonna buy it on
Right.
the goddamn.
See, that's what I'm
Switch.
saying. I'm going back.
Eric stands
I'm
corrected.
still gonna
I'm the
buy it on
exact same
goddamn
way.
Switch.
I-
I'm so mad about it.
I will pick it
I'm
up.
honestly mad
No,
about
it's
that.
I'm a little
I hate
hurt.
the game.
The only other game
You
that I would
said
be
the
prepared.
audio,
I
you said
I have
Austin.
bought Borderlands
Not
2
even thinking about
on
that. His first and last.
four different consoles now.
Oh, you're fucking up the audio now.
So Skyrim's the exact same way. I'd rebuy it and play it all over again.
Dude, I'm so because honestly, like my first 2 playthroughs, I always got to the very, very, very goddamn end after like hundreds of hours of gameplay and never ended up beating it.
Sure.
Which I even killed like one of the last dragons. I just never went through and finished it. So I'm actually gonna get it on the Switch. I'm gonna take it everywhere I go, and I'm gonna beat that shit finally.
Yeah. But do you think that's here? Or do you think it's at Nintendo?
Huh?
Do you think that's here at Bethesda, or do you think they wait until Tuesday at Nintendo?
Oh, I guarantee you they say something about it in Bethesda. That's their
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
They'll probably say something about it in Nintendo too. Like
See,
it's
I don't-
coming.
I don't know if they will. I'll get to that. when we get to
No.
Nintendo.
So I'm sure they'll just like it'll be like a mention. Like we have great games coming. This, and then
Right.
Skyrim. You know, they're not gonna
But
have
I'm not
a
even
segment on it.
When I get to their conference is so short.
What do you mean?
Nintendo's. I'll get there. I'm upset about it. It'll be a thing when we get to Tuesday.
I haven't heard this.
Oh,
I'm actually curious now.
I'm gonna get turned up and sad about it. After Bethesda,
Turn
turn up and sad about it.
I feel like those are opposing ideas.
In theory, you can be turned up and sad.
For sure, like I am right now about the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Womp, womp, womp.
Next up would be Ubisoft.
They just lost Game 3 to all you viewers out there. I'm very
Because
salty
they're
about.
trash.
Trash.
No, it's because they built a super team around fucking Curry Durant.
They built a super team around beating LeBron James. That's all.
Technically,
subject.
last year
Hey,
they
put
should've
LeBron
won,
James
but
in the
they messed
fuck-
up.
You guys think we'll see LeBron
West.
James at E3? What's the chance of that?
No one cares. Put LeBron James
be
in
in
the
the
West and
finals,
see
so
if it
there's a
carries.
chance.
Yeah, he won't. He won't
It's gonna
be.
be at the end of
He won't be
4,
playing
maybe 5
basketball,
games.
so he might have. He might have.
Kind
time
of like
to go to
Russell
E3.
Westbrook bowling that week.
Yeah, we saw Westbrook bowling that
we'll-
night.
we'll
like,
see if
2 days
LeBron
after
gets
the
his fourth
freaking
ring
playoffs.
ever.
Uh,
If we're not talking about basketball.
Anyway,
I will
you,
cry.
Ubisoft.
We can do another
I was in
show
such a
about
good mood.
basketball.
I was in such a
I
good mood.
dude, they were
until
killing
right
it, and then they blew it in the last
I
like
was
2
such a
minutes,
good
like
mood.
always.
now. In such a good mood until just
Because
right now.
LeBron is not clutch.
Because you wanted to talk about being turned up and sad. Now here we are.
You brought that up, and I gave you an
All right,
example
all
about
right,
being turned up
all right,
and sad.
hold on, all right. So
Change the subject, please. Somebody.
Bethesda
Ubisoft. Are we done with?
done.
We're done with
Bethesda. Done.
Bethesda.
Let's talk about
done.
Ubisoft real quick.
Ubisoft. I'm actually, I love Ubisoft games, so I'm actually.
I'm intrigued to see
I'm
what
hoping
shows
they
up
have
here.
something cool.
Far Cry 5 gonna be there.
Yep. Of course. If they
I'm
have another,
excited for that game.
you know, if they have
honestly.
another goddamn Assassin's Creed game that sucks, I'm gonna be sad. But
It's gonna suck.
no. They've had a couple good ones.
They've had an extra year to
I'm
make
guessing
it
it's-
better. I
oh
don't
my
think they're making
gosh.
it better.
Wow.
Well, they
Okay.
made a
gonna give this
shit-tastic movie, so
Yeah, shit-tastic.
Did you actually see it though?
I refuse to.
Okay, well, you don't know. You don't know if it's shit-tastic.
No, I will definitely watch it whenever it's out on like TV or.
Yeah, I don't
like,
refuse
torrent
to
it.
see it, but
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I'm not going to
I've just
theaters or
heard so many
anything.
bad things. I did not want to pay money to see
Right.
it. I guess is the thing.
Sure.
But I will reserve actual judgment for when I see it.
But with a year off, we'll skip to Assassin's Creed then, I guess. It's been
No.
Let's
that's
ignore
whatever. Far Cry,
Assassin's
no, we're-
Creed-
Far Cry 5. I
Assassin's
think
Creed, 'cause-
everybody's probably seen.
Far Cry 5 is going to be great.
Everybody's probably seen the commercials. They get the tone piece. Montana,
Yep.
Colty. I mean,
I just
I
hope
just
I
hope
can
that-
beat the game in 10
Very
minutes
out.
again.
I just hope that they just like don't shy away from all because they like
think
kind of
they-
made a bold statement with it. I don't want them to be like scared and
right.
then just
with
not
them to
go
kinda
through with it.
pussy out.
They're going
Yeah.
through with it.
Because that's what I want.
They
I
have a
like want a
tendency-
game that when I played, I'm like, oh my god,
kinda
they're
challenges
doing,
you a little bit,
Like they're
yeah.
doing this,
So-
making moral
So
choices.
elaborate that on
that
a little bit, because I mean we know, but maybe not everyone does.
Right.
So what are you talking about?
The play. It's
Killing white Christians is never a good thing. Or
yeah,
here in the
but
U.S., it's not exactly something that you want to sell for your game.
Right.
Like, hey, I have a great
I
idea.
think it's almost refreshing though, and not in like a dark way, but like we play so many games made by Americans about shooting brown people that I'd love a game made by French people about shooting Americans. It's about time. I think.
So I mean honestly,
what goes around comes around.
It kind of brings
Yeah.
you back to actually like
White
Call of
people are due
Duty
for it.
Modern Warfare 2,
Uh-huh.
where you go into that airport and
No
you
Russian.
shoot up a bunch of civilians, right?
Oh, God,
one of the
that-
most
I rem-
controversial,
I
one of the most
remember that.
controversial probably things ever
also
in the
the
franchise.
The funnest.
I had a good
It was
time.
it was the
Dude,
funnest.
I
level,
had
too.
a good fucking
Yeah, it was
time,
the
dude. I
funnest
went
level.
back and played that shit like 3 times in a
Sure.
row.
Okay.
But I felt dirty afterwards, I will say.
Not once. Remember the warning it gave
Not
you?
once.
Remember the warning it gave you before you played that level? Or no,
It's-
it's before
it's
you start the
because-
campaign. It's like, do you want us to cut this
That
level
actually
out?
You
was-
can skip it.
Yeah.
You can skip
Say,
that
that
shit.
actually wasn't in the original. I don't think. I think it's when everyone got really mad.
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
added that
no,
in as an
100%. The
update.
first, like,
it-
whenever I bought that
yeah.
game, released it, I had to play
It-
that mission.
Yeah, it didn't ask you, but then everyone got really,
Really?
upset.
Yeah,
and
I
so they
remember it
added
saying
that
like, hey,
option.
there's a few things in this
Adult
that
material.
might offend you or piss you off. Do
We
you wanna cut
understand your
those out?
parents bought you this M-rated
Yeah.
game and you're only
Exactly,
6 years
exactly.
old.
Yeah.
But there's a part where you're gonna kill a bunch of civilians and not brown people. Are you okay with this?
All right.
Why would
I mean,
they
there
do
was
the brown
there's-
people? Why-
there's
Because
What?
they are.
all races in there. There
Nah,
was
I'd say it was an
in that
airport. I don't think
yeah,
everybody
was in there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
All
that's
the,
the
all the
point,
people in the
is this
airport were
isn't-
white.
It was fucked up. It was fucked up
right.
level.
How
But
did
it
it
was
sound?
fun.
Shit.
So what?
But like honestly, when I was sitting
What
there playing
Eric is
that, I
saying
was
though is
like,
he wants
"Oh,
it. He
shit."
wants it to stay that way. Far Cry
Yeah.
5. He doesn't want it to shy away
why
from.
why should it not stay that way?
Same-
Why should they not get the
'Cause
same privilege
sales.
that Call of Duty
Yeah,
had like 5 years
because
ago?
their parents see this who are white Christians. Like, I'm not buying you this game where you kill white
That's
Christians.
the 100% reason why.
I mean,
not
we
that-
live in the South, so you should definitely
100%.
understand
Though,
that.
not like any
The
parent is
Midwest,
going to do
we don't live in the
research on this
South, we live
game
in the
though.
Midwest.
Yeah, we're not like Arkansas.
No parent is going to go do
Florida.
research on this game unless
We're
they
way
already know
better.
about it. Unless
Yeah.
they're gamers. Like if I was a parent and I knew about the game, then
Parents
I could say,
don't pay attention to what their kids play.
Yeah,
Or
normally.
watch.
Not
On
normally.
especially like Netflix and stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
unless
down.
unless they're like
not
unless the kids like
Texas.
lock down hardcore, in which case they're not
Fuck
going to be playing video
Texas.
games anyway.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Especially yeah. Rated
So in
M
my
games.
opinion, so the whole killing a white Christian thing is go for it, whatever. Like it's honestly it's not
Kill
a big.
all the white
I
Christians.
bet that's
No,
a
no,
very
no.
small
Really
part
to
of
say
the
that
game
from over
anyways.
there.
It's
isn't it,
not.
Cam?
It's not a big. Like it's honestly, it's not a huge. In my opinion, it's not a huge deal. Because like he said, you
not a
know,
huge deal.
you
It's
go and
about
you
time.
kill a bunch of Arabs and you kill a bunch of like Africans and stuff like that, and like
Right.
Call of Duty games and stuff like that.
Right. I think it's
You're just-
comes around, goes around. It's our turn to get shot at. That's
100%.
awesome.
Sure.
Let's play
Yeah.
that game.
Absolutely. It's our turn to get shot at.
Also,
Okay, out of context, not in real life,
Sure. I mean,
because there's a lot of terrorists.
who hasn't been shot at though? You know what I mean?
In the game,
Me.
I think it'll be cool to
This guy.
to
Not
capture
once?
that.
I've never.
I think it'll be cool to capture that.
Interesting.
The whole cult thing. I think it'll be cool.
Let's see. They've also teased a Crew 2 announcement. We've already said we're not into racing
Yeah,
games.
I'm actually really sad about that because I wanted to play that game. Out of
You
like,
owned it.
I know.
A little bit.
You wanted to play the original Crew? Is that what you're saying?
no, I had the
Yeah,
original
he
crew,
had the
but out
original.
of like 50 people that I was friends with, not a single person had it. So it was like,
Because
Because it was-
Crew.
It's because it was a
it
racing
defeats
game.
the promise of
You-
what the Crew was
you
supposed to
have
be.
the crew, right? Like you want to go play with your friends, and
He
no
had
one
no
I knew
crew.
had that.
Not a single Crew.
That's all. Yeah, it was depressing, man.
Mobbing,
I honestly,
mobbing not real deep.
I put it in the Xbox. I installed it. I turned it on and said, "Fuck it, I don't have anyone to play with," and then I didn't play it.
Right. So okay, nobody cares about the Crew 2.
Well, no, I honestly,
Racing
if
games,
people get it, I would love to play it.
People won't.
I still wouldn't love to play it. It's a racing game.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Assassin's Creed leaked to death. Supposed
Trash.
to be in Egypt, called Origins. I guess that's all we're gonna say. We got some
I
haters.
bet you're gonna jump off some
Which
ledges
game
into
did
some
you say?
hay
Jump off
bales
some-
and
Jump off some ledges. Jump off some pyramids.
Yeah, that's about.
Into hay bales.
Right into some
Yeah,
trash.
no, it's always into hay bales.
Little eagle cry. Cuckoo.
Egypt.
See,
The
Egypt sounds kind of
scenery's
fun,
not
It
gonna
doesn't it?
does.
sell-
It sounds interesting. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, so that's what I said earlier. Like I was like, with the Assassin's Creed game, obviously it's not like a reason to buy the game, but they are gorgeous.
Yeah. Stunning.
They are, but they're repetitive
Blah,
as
blah, blah,
hell.
They're
They
repetitive.
add
Assassin's
like
Creed
two things, like oh, you
sucks.
get a smoke
First,
screen
okay,
or a
so
smoke bomb, and all this
basically the
cool
last
shit
one I
they
played
add.
that I really, really enjoyed was Black Sail. I actually enjoyed that game.
I
all the way
bought
through.
my Xbox One with Black Cells. Like I bought my Xbox One. It didn't
Black
come
Flag.
with the game. Black Flag.
Black
Black Cells,
same
great
thing.
show. Also, you should check
Yeah,
that out.
Black Cells is
But
the
Black Flag, I bought my Xbox One. Black Flag was like $12, so bought that.
Yeah, honestly, like it was probably
played-
it was probably my favorite Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
game out of all of them, and I had a good time with it. And
I played it for one night. The night I bought my Xbox and said I'm not playing this shit ever again.
You know that's rough.
I got to the point where I was sailing a ship though, and it was fun for an Assassin's Creed
That's
game.
how
'cause
good it was. He played it for one night.
Well, one night about
Put-
7 hours.
put that on the back of that
About
box.
7 hours. 7
Zach
hours.
Quickle. I played
Yeah, I
it
really
for
like
one
that
night.
game. I bought my Xbox, played it for a night, and then never
Never
touched it
touched
again.
it again.
7 hours. 7
Uh,
fluent hours. I got to the part where you sell a ship.
Yeah,
And,
that's
you know,
like
that's
the
about
very
it.
beginning of the game. I got there in like an hour,
No,
so
it's
you
not.
just dumb.
No, it's
apparently.
not
He's
the very
slow.
beginning.
Okay, so if
I
they
was
do
looking for
release another
treasure
Assassin's
chests and
Creed,
stuff.
if they do
No, no,
release
it's not
another
if. It's
Assassin's
they are
Creed-
going to.
You know what I mean?
Those
When,
games make
when
too
they
much
release
money.
another Assassin's Creed, I want to see something more than the repetitive bullshit.
Who's
of-
still
Effort.
buying them?
Plenty of people, dude.
I know there are people, I just don't know them because none of my friends or anyone that I know personally are buying the games.
just for the most part, like I want to see something new in the Assassin's Creed games because all of them, from the first one
Yeah.
till the last one, have all
Uh-huh.
been go assassinate this person, hide
Right.
in this bush, or
But
hide in
I
this.
guess my thing though is this is the only time I look at it and I think it might be different because of the time off. I know you guys don't think the time off means anything.
No, I want to see it, but I
Right.
don't think it will be.
Sure, but no,
because then it goes away from.
I don't think it
Assassin's
will be
Creed.
either. I don't think it will be either. But I'm saying if there's a chance one will be different, it's this one.
There are things that make,
It's gonna be go to the top of this tower and get your little eagle
but
vision.
It's what makes the
going.
game what it
This
is,
time it's
but at
gonna
the
be like,
same
go to
point,
the top of this pyramid, and that sounds awesome.
at the point, okay, so it's a great idea, it's a fun game, but it's just like some films that need to stop. Pirates of the Caribbean, talking to you. It's a good thing, and you just overdo it. It's just
Right.
too much. Just call it quits for the love of God and everyone playing those games that are wasting their money still because you just play the other ones and it feels pretty much the same. Graphics might go up a little depending on which games you jump from, but other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. In my opinion, but
Right.
you know,
So that's enough Assassin's Creed, I guess.
yeah, that was too much.
What else is on Ubisoft's list?
I guess For Honor came out this year. They'll probably discuss some
Some
DLC updates.
DLC?
And Ubisoft's biggest thing lately is they've been treating their games like platforms, like The Division. They keep updating it. Rainbow Six Siege. So do you
I'm
think
still mad that I didn't get to play that because I just didn't buy. Like I just didn't have the cash to
Right.
throw down for it, and also I feel like that's a game where you actually need people to be with for it to be a
that's
lot of fun.
communication
Yeah.
situation.
'Cause
And
you
not
work-
just people to be with, but people who are actually invested. Like that's not
Yeah,
that's not a hop on and dick around with
can't
your
be like
buddies
I'm just
game.
gonna hop through this window, hope I do well.
Right. Absolutely.
It's kind of like that For Honor game. Like, if you're getting into it now,
Well-
you're just going to get wrecked.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean
Well,
that's
even
a
me, who
little
bought
different.
it-
'Cause that's more of
who
a
bought it
skill
on launch
cap
Yeah, but
thing.
I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're getting into it now with friends, you're probably just going to get wrecked.
Or even if you took a break. Like I bought it on launch day, and like without patting myself on the back, I was pretty good. And I took a few months off, and now I get wrecked. Like it's a game that like you gotta be playing all the time.
Yeah, just
You
try.
don't know that. You can't prove that I was trash.
You are trash.
I
I've
mean,
seen
like,
you play other
as a
games. I've seen you play
person,
Mario
maybe.
Kart too, so I mean,
You've seen me.
trash.
You've seen my taillights in Mario Kart pretty steady. You know what it's like hanging
True.
out behind
True,
me in
true
Mario
story.
Kart
When I was drunk, fair enough.
True
It was-
story.
when everybody was drunk. Fair enough.
Okay. So as far as Ubisoft goes, obviously Tom Clancy is all Ubisoft for the most part.
Yeah.
I know I was talking about this the other day. I would like to see a Splinter Cell.
Never gonna happen.
I would love to see a Splinter
I would
Cell.
love to see an actual
I-
Splinter Cell game I'd like to play again.
Right,
The
well-
last ones, I
I like
When was the last
Blacklist.
time it came out? I know we talked about this.
Blacklist in 11.
yeah, a long time
Jesus.
ago.
Yeah.
So
6 years
if,
ago.
if they announce something for a Splinter Cell, I'll be pretty hyped on that.
I would.
I see
What
that
if it's
message
what if it's a Splinter Cell that doesn't follow Sam Fisher, the regular?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
protagonist?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's
like,
what you
I-
want.
I-
You don't-
a
you don't
Just
want
do
new
like a
direction
brand
entirely.
new. Just
A
everything's
new
new.
a complete revamp of the entire series. Like no Sam Fisher because he's probably like 90 now.
Yeah, he's
So-
dead.
At least 90 for
Yeah.
sure.
He died.
So a complete revamp of the series with no Sam in it. Just a good espionage game, you
And
know.
I-
Like because one of my favorites is still. I love the Metal Gear Solids. That's probably
Oh,
one of
sure.
my favorite series of all time.
One of my favorite games
Yeah.
ever is the newest one, 5. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, it was good. It was good shit. And then so Splinter Cell, sneak around,
Right.
assassinate people, that whole thing. It's
In
good.
fairness, we can go back about 5 minutes where you said sneaking around and assassinating people was a gameplay loop you weren't interested in. But
No, that's not what I said. I said I was tired of the repetitiveness. He said that the repetitiveness
Oh,
of
okay.
Assassin's Creed.
It is.
I said I was all for Assassin's Creed if they made it
right.
good again.
Yeah.
I don't know how you never mind.
Splinter Cell maybe then. I guess more updates to these games we mentioned a second ago. Do they have anything that might surprise us, guys?
I'm assuming nothing that's probably be a big surprise, but some DLC for Honor.
Sure.
Just something that
Oh,
Kinda-
but
kinda-
like new classes.
Yeah,
maybe,
they've
more
added
characters.
2 already.
Have
maybe,
they?
Yes.
maybe a different game type too, because I know they have like their kind of
5v5,
yeah, and then they have like their
3v3,
capture
1v1.
the fort type of thing, and
2v2, 1v1, and
yeah,
5v5.
and then they have like the capture the just something different.
Sure, maybe some-
I would assume maybe they might have something for
Right.
it. What was the other thing? We already talked about Far Cry, right?
Briefly.
Yeah.
Shooting white Christians.
Briefly.
So I assume we're gonna see something about Far Cry, obviously Assassin's Creed, and then I don't know, maybe some stuff from their kind of like off-brand titles.
They do have what is their indie division, Ubi Arts, that makes their
Yeah.
smaller games.
Ubi. Hold on, let me look it up just because we already talked about the crew. Maybe a possibility of the second crew coming out.
Maybe.
Steep. I don't know. something about
Oh
Steep,
yeah, well Steep.
Yeah,
I
something
guess
like
you're not gonna
that.
get Steep.
That game flopped pretty
Yeah, it
hard.
felt pretty hard, but it's flopping and then flopping its way on over to the Switch. So I imagine they'll have their Switch
Yeah.
version to show.
Couldn't do that much worse than their launch.
They could
Honestly,
not,
their
no.
launch
Yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty trash.
Honestly, I didn't hear about it until I saw it on
Right.
the Twitch channel.
Yeah,
Like
there was a
heard
YouTube
nothing
channel
about
that I watched, and they like showed a small gameplay, and then apparently after that, it just like no one bought the game.
Just Dance. I guess that's them.
Hold on. The
Nice.
Fractured Butthole.
Oh shoot, that is
I'm
them.
actually, I'm
South
actually excited
Park?
about that, dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love me some South Park.
I love the
Fractured
name.
Did you play any of the Stick of Truth, Cameron?
What's up?
Did you play any of the Stick of Truth?
Oh, yeah.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Stick
I,
of Truth is
I
great.
downloaded that shit illegally real fast and played that.
Let's not say that online.
Allegedly.
Allegedly illegally.
He thought it was illegal.
But it turns out
So
it
he
wasn't.
turns out he purchased it very legally.
Do you think we see anything from like their old school titles, like a new Prince of Persia?
Those games were
No,
fun. I actually
no.
like.
I
They
enjoyed
won't,
them.
but
Definitely not.
You don't
they
think so?
won't.
Well, the
Hell
thing
no.
is they tarnished that one pretty bad when they came out with that cell-shaded Prince of Persia game. Do you know what I'm
but
talking about?
That's what I mean, though. They could make it better, like actually make a good Prince of Persia game
Yeah, maybe.
again.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm
No,
just saying.
They're not focusing on that bullshit.
I guess I'm interested to see what happens though. They're capable of surprises. No
Do you
big
have to
ones.
do that every so often?
Well,
it
what
moves
happens-
the knob on the soundboard.
What happens is when somebody gets too loud, it wants to adjust. But the
Yeah.
problem is like you'll get in there and be like, and you'll be loud for a second, and then you go back to talking like normal, and
Do
the
you have to
mic
turn
is
it
down.
down and back up or what?
No, it turns itself down to adjust for the loudness.
So
I
it
bring
moves
it,
the knob.
yes, and I bring it
itself.
back up all by
That
itself.
is some fucking ghostly
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Not a fan. That's what you do. That's what happens when you use free audio software.
Yeah, that's true. We're cheap sons of bitches.
That is true. No, we're just broke.
Does anybody else have anything to say about Ubisoft? Will
Did-
Aisha Tyler be there looking hot again?
Well,
You know what she does?
I'm down for
This
that.
is kind of irrelevant just because I don't know if anyone played it, but did Ubisoft have rights to Might and Magic games? Because those were
Magic
huge.
Mike, you meant to say?
Huh?
You mean to say Magic Mike?
Magic Mike. Did they
the
have
Magic
rights to
Mike's
Magic
games.
Mike? No, the Might and Magic series.
No, I don't know anything about the Might and Magic
I have
series.
no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
I
never
don't know.
It's actually it was.
I thought you meant to say.
It's like a
Channing
huge
Tatum's Magic
RTS
Mike.
type of game that was like broad scale on like Civilization. I know Ubisoft had a
I don't
couple
think
of them. I
so.
don't know if they were exclusive
How
to them.
old is that game?
2015 is this one.
No, it just has like an older look to it, or
It's RTS like old school like Civilization.
Right.
The concept of it is like Civilization, but like with dragons and magic and stuff like that. I loved like a couple of the the first like 3 Might and Magics. We used to play that shit all the time and like get people together and like LAN party with that. So I don't know. That's
Right.
it's
LAN
still a pretty big title to be honest.
Yeah,
If
but
you guys
I-
don't know about it, then
I've seen
kinda
the
leave
last. I've watched the last couple of years of Ubisoft's press conferences, and they never show up. Not to say it's not theirs, but I say that it's using it on their stage. Then I guess PlayStation. We're gonna pull the trigger there.
Well,
Yes.
I was
see
gonna say,
that?
Just
Are we
one more
in-
thing
do-
on the Might and Magic. That is actually considered one of the like prerequisites to the starting of like your RPG games that you play today, because it was like one of the first.
Yeah.
Board game style things like that. Dungeons and Dragons contributed to that.
Right.
That's most games you play today kind of
Are based
revolve
off
around
that
Dungeons and
math.
Dragons and Might and Magic stuff like that.
So you're not saying Magic Mike, right?
Might and Magic.
Okay. I thought you were missaying
Yeah.
Magic Mike.
No, I love me some male strippers and
You know, jokes aside, before
Whatever.
we go into PlayStation, really liked the first Magic Mike. Yeah, I watched it from driving home from Kansas one time.
Really?
Really soaked that in. You see Olivia
Pretty
Munn's
good.
There
boobs.
by yourself
Scenes
on the
one.
you
way?
just like that taint
Scene
yum
one.
in your face.
Channing Tatum?
Oh,
No, taint yum.
that's a
Taint
taint
yum.
yum.
Taint yum.
we don't want
That's what he goes
taint.
PlayStation then. After some male strippers, this is the one that's.
This is huge.
What can they not do? I guess
They
They can
have
do
full
whatever they
control
want.
of
They can walk
anything.
out and just drop the mic. And
they don't have to have a press conference. They're like,
No.
we win.
We already
uh,
know that they won, and that's the thing. They don't really have to have this. They're just gonna show their games off, be like, "Hey,
Right.
we're the shit. We win."
I want to see more Last of Us 2.
I really don't think
that
there's gonna be a
game's-
lot of that. 'Cause
when-
it's a
when they showed
holiday
it-
It'll be a
next-
new trailer. I
when they
almost
showed it
want
at
to
PSX.
bet money there'll be more Last of Us.
Yeah, when they showed
There'll
it
be
at PSS,
something.
Struckman was like, "This is all we have." Was that teaser that they showed? You know what I mean? Like he's like,
It's not supposed to come out till next holiday season. Is
Maybe-
when
I
they
didn't even
project
know that.
it.
We'll
Yeah.
get another teaser. I almost want to bet
That'd be
money
great.
we'll get another teaser.
I'd watch the teaser. I hope they do, but I just don't know.
Well, they just have stuff that's coming out, way before that,
Yeah,
and
they
they
still
already
got-
showed the trailer.
They've still
for
got
that.
stuff that's going to come in front of that for sure. In God of War,
God of War is a big one for them.
Days Gone.
Spider-Man's gonna
They're
come out
still
with a new
sitting.
movie.
They're still
Spider-Man
sitting on
looks
a Gran
cool.
Turismo. Spider-Man's going to be there.
Spider-Man
They've
looks
got a.
really fucking cool.
I guess they just have a lot of stuff that's in front of that they can tease to death if they want
Yeah.
to. That they don't have to.
And also like a couple of the rumors they have going on right now. Like I know there's supposed to be some big thing with like Japanese games, like the Hunter game.
Right, Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
There's a
They're
rumor.
supposed to be an exclusive.
There's a rumor they're getting
with
5,
Sony.
but they've been on Nintendo for so long that we'll have to see.
But it's just like, Sony's been hinting at some big Japanese
Right.
games that are coming. Obviously,
Well-
we know they have Final Fantasy VII.
Well, dude,
that's-
that's so far. See, that's another thing to bring up. Since the last time we tried to do this, Square Enix came out and announced. God, it's got a dumb name. Dissidia
Square Enix?
NX Double T, some real Square Enix nonsense that was an arcade game, where it's just like
That's a
Final
Canadian
Fantasy.
brand, right?
What's up?
Square Enix.
Square Enix. It's a
that
very
Canadian?
Japanese brand.
Square Enix?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where'd
It's-
you get Canadian?
I don't know.
Uh,
Well, I don't
but
know.
anyway,
That's Final Fantasy, dude.
right. But anyway, they've
thousands of other games.
You'll have to look this up, Cameron. This Dissidia game they announced this morning, I think.
I have not heard of it yet.
Yeah, look it
I
up.
haven't
It's
looked.
it's a fighter it's kind of a 3D fighter with Final Fantasy characters that they announced this morning, and it's coming out in early 2018, which is just more proof Square Enix might not actually be working on Final Fantasy VII or Kingdom Hearts 3. So
I'd be so sad. Well,
I mean, they
Final
are.
Fantasy.
they are working on it. You know what I mean? But it's just they keep putting stuff in front of it, which is interesting, I guess. So that could be so far out.
Let's see. Some of the other big titles. Red Dead 2 is supposed to come out.
Pushed back. it got
Probably
pushed
after.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it got
it's
pushed
like
back to
after-
it's still
after the holiday
Q1
season this
of
year.
next year, I think.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I'm interested because I mean the first one I played for like a month and a half or two, not like a whole lot of time, but
I actually
I
played a lot of
enjoyed
their
it. I'd be
online. I
down,
was really
yeah.
into it.
I'd be down for the second one.
Sure, I'm gonna be.
I didn't play the
The
zombie.
only thing is Rockstar
expansion.
doesn't usually show up to E3 because they don't have to because they're Rockstar. They just
Because they're rock stars.
because
Nice.
what you got, Cam?
Works out well.
So, Kojima's new game,
Death Stranding.
huh?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, yeah, whatever it's called.
Kojima.
Death Standing.
Stranding.
Whatever the fuck it is, yeah. Apparently, that's not going to be at E3. I was really hoping it would be.
But like I was saying last time we recorded, when he showed that teaser last E3, they asked him how far the game was along, and
He
he said
no.
I'm excited to go find an engine to build it on.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's like I'm still shopping for computers
But
actually
I-
to start designing it.
Yeah, but
Damn.
that was a full year ago. I was really hoping that there'd be something
Right.
about it just because
I just think that
I saw the
Right.
trailer and I was like, I have no fucking idea what's going on, but I'm in.
right, but you don't want that game to turn into a Final Fantasy 15 that's been in development for 10 years,
dare
and
you.
they keep talking about it. They keep talking about it. Where the fuck did it go? They just changed that game's name. What's happening over there? You know what I mean? They don't want to turn into that. So really, what they're doing is like, hey, look, we've got him and he's working, and now I think they want him to disappear until there's actually something to show people. I think.
Sounds right.
My theory. They could also come out with some new stuff because as they set release dates for some of these games, they've got to start letting people know there's stuff in the pipes. Maybe.
Well, I mean they've got their bigger COD there's COD,
Yeah.
World War II.
Uh-huh.
They've got Destiny 2. They'll probably say a little bit about that
Right.
because there was that live stream. So I really don't think we're gonna get a whole lot from Destiny 2.
But
I'd
if-
be surprised.
but if they're going to be on a stage, it'll be this one. So
I mean, hopefully they like show some more subclasses because we're all gonna play Destiny 2. So
Hell yeah. Probably gonna be the same 3 classes. I want to get my hopes up.
Well, no,
They've already showed a new
they've, like,
subclass.
Yeah, no, they've like revamped all the
subclasses of the 3 main classes.
have all been changed.
It's still Hunter, Warlock, Titan, but they changed.
They
like the
changed them
Gunslinger
completely.
and stuff.
Well, the gunslinger's probably it's not important.
Yeah.
Let's see. They got the Days Gone, their zombie game that they're coming out with. To
I'm actually pretty
compete.
stoked about it. Looks good.
Yeah, to compete.
I know you don't give a shit. but
Zombies, bro.
Zombies. So over the zombies. Me too, though. For real.
If it's a good enough game, then I'd be fine for
Talk
it.
shit, but seriously.
Yeah, but I'm trying to talk shit, but I also feel you. I do.
I mean, if there was a good enough game, I mean,
Right.
it's
I mean,
still
just
fun.
anything's interesting. Bloodborne 2, maybe? Did you guys play
No.
Bloodborne?
I don't like
that'd be
those
cool.
games.
yes, because I'm a big fan of Dark Souls. So.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, Dark Souls.
huge. Dark Souls is great. Bloodborne was
Oh, maybe
awesome.
we'll have Dark Souls for Xbox. Maybe we'll have another Dark Souls DLC or something.
3
For
came
Microsoft,
out.
That came out quite a while ago.
Yeah, it's
Three's
about
been
time
a
for some
little
DLC, right?
I think.
They have it.
I
they
think
have
they
it.
just released the last one, the Ringed City. Is that what it's called?
Sure.
Where what it does is like the
Okay.
level
Didn't get
folds in on
far
itself,
enough
and you
in that game.
basically wind up back in Dark Souls 1.
They didn't make it hard enough,
quit.
yeah.
I
They
quit
didn't make it
that
hard
game.
enough.
They need to
I don't like that
revamp
game because I like all my
I like my controllers intact.
Yeah, 'cause,
Right,
like,
right.
for sure.
I paid money for this. I don't want to break it in half.
Yeah,
I know.
absolutely.
After about 10 times, I'm already done with it. So I keep trying, and to the point where I'm just like, I need to stop. I'm gonna break my TV
Right.
because it's just infuriating to sit there and keep
that-
playing the
that's close.
same thing over and over
That
again.
close to happen to
I
me.
guess okay. So we've talked about all the games that are coming for PlayStation eventually.
Well, do either of you guys care about that becoming human game? Where you like that?
Oh,
synthetic
Detroit.
drawback?
Yeah, okay. I forgot about Detroit. That looks great. I'm not
looks
not
kind of cool.
psyched. I'm not sitting around being like, oh man.
I
can't wait
probably
for
won't buy it.
Detroit to
There's
come
way
out.
too many big titles that I'm gonna be spending my money on for me
been a
to
big
buy
year.
that.
Yeah.
It might be a good game. Also, not Last of Us 2. I mean, it's that, but
Right.
that'll be a while. What is it? Uncharted 4, their DLC.
Oh, the Lost Legacy.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
probably show a little bit on that.
I think they definitely will. That comes out in August,
Yeah.
I think, and that's a standalone. It's supposed to be a
It says
10-hour game.
It says 8 to 12
Right.
hours.
That's
8 to
crazy.
12 hours is
That's
kinda
huge. I think it depends on how fast you play. I
Huge
guess.
gap.
Uh,
I'll play it.
I guess
Depends on how
which
stupid you
of
are
these
finishing.
games that doesn't have dates, which are basically all of Sony's games, do you think might come out 2017?
Well, definitely the Spider-Man game.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
You think Spider-Man-
movie
Spider-Man has a
yeah,
date,
yeah, because the film.
it?
Spider-Man, no.
No, because the film comes out.
Maybe I'm thinking about the movie.
What, next week?
July
Soon?
July 7th.
July 7th. Yeah,
Next
he's right.
month, yeah.
But still soon. Very
Bring
soon.
Toby back. Hashtag bring Toby back.
No one's
Do you know I
bringing-
read an article
No
today
one's bringing
that
Tobey back.
Tobey Maguire almost wasn't even Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2?
I would have.
We all
That's
would
not a
have
world
been
I
fine.
want to live in.
But do you know who
That's
it was
not a world
going
I
to be?
would live in.
Do you
'Cause
know
I
who it was
just rewatched
This is what
Spider-Man
I'm
2
more
today.
scared of is who you're about to say who was going to play Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2, best superhero movie ever made.
Jake Gyllenhaal was going to
Jake
play.
Actually,
Gyllenhaal.
they're almost like
Yeah.
the same person.
No, they're not.
No.
Jake Gyllenhaal's way better.
No,
fuck
he is.
no. For
What?
Spider-Man, though, no. Jake Gyllenhaal may be a better actor.
He definitely
As a
definitely
Spider-Man,
is.
no.
I don't think there's an argument that
As a
Jake
Spider-Man,
Gyllenhaal's a
no.
better actor.
No, if he was Spider-Man,
I feel like if you hadn't
but I
seen
guess-
him as Spider-Man and seen Jake, then you would not. I don't know why I just called him Jake. That felt weird.
That
Jake
was-
Gyllenhaal.
that was weird.
If you see him as Jake Gyllenhaal,
You see my boy Jake
Me
as
and Jake
Spider-Man?
go way back.
No,
No, but-
Tobey Maguire, best Spider-Man ever.
Fun tangent. Jake Gyllenhaal was shooting a movie outside of Enid last year while I was bartending. And like they
Poor
would
guy.
show up at Applebee's sometimes. All right, just for continuity, done with PlayStation. Nobody has anything else to add. Do you
There's
think-
so much shit you could talk about. So.
But I guess the thing is like I think I just want to have my mind blown. I don't think I want to know anything. They've come out and said what they want to do again.
Well, that's the thing. I think honestly, I think we already know everything that's gonna come out on it.
No idea.
because I mean, it's so awesome. They're gonna win.
They can
So
do
there's not
anything.
really a need
I'm
for
just
the-
excited to freak out a little bit on Monday night. And last but least, I'm frustrated right now. Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo fan. You guys know this about me. All these press conferences we've already talked about are typically anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. Okay, it's pretty standard. Do you know how long Nintendo's going to be talking on Tuesday?
20 minutes.
30 minutes is all they want to talk on Tuesday morning.
Do you have to reserve time?
No, they don't have. They're not even there. They do the video and they just release it online. Is what they do.
There's
So-
not going to be a
Yeah.
spokesman there.
Well,
for
there might
them
be a
at all.
spokesman on a video, but there's nobody on stage. There's no live thing like everybody else does. Nintendo just posts a 30-minute video where we already know a Pokemon game that they announced yesterday. Pokken is coming to the Switch,
Pokken
which sounds
tournament.
cool. They announced 2 more DS Pokemons that are just kind of like definitive versions of the ones that came out last year. What else they added? Atlas, if you guys know who that is, announced 3 new JRPGs. Well, they're not new. They've been out in Japan. They're just bringing them to the West for the 3DS. So for the Switch, I think all we're going to see is ARMS, Pokken, Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey, and hopefully Xenoblade 2. I mean, with only 30 minutes and so much extra stuff to talk about, can they really surprise us? You know what I mean?
No, that's actually kind of shitty. I was really hoping to see like a Metroid or Donkey Kong or some of
I
the
just-
main
and
shit.
I would love to see something like that, but with only 30 minutes and what we already know they're going to talk about, you know what I mean? What's really, do they have time to surprise us?
Most of it's just probably gonna be Mario Odyssey, honestly, because that's
And
their
that-
big seller.
And that wouldn't
That's
surprise me
what
at all.
would sell me. I mean,
open world,
Yeah.
Right.
people type of
that
thing.
Mario Kart.
Absolutely. And so they'll
Super Smash.
they'll
and all
tease
those
the ones
games.
that come out this summer.
Well, that's the thing. They probably won't have a Super Smash either at that time frame.
Well,
And in
no,
fairness,
they
though,
won't. But
they're-
we
if
all know it's
anything,
coming.
they might talk about just bringing the Wii U version to the Switch, which is fine. Give me that. But I don't know.
No, don't care about
When I'd heard it was
I
only
want a
30
new one.
minutes, and when I ran down the list of things I knew would be there, I knew there wasn't much time to shock anybody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't even know what to say. I'm
Sad,
sad. What was the word? Turned up and sad about it.
Yeah.
Don't get me started, please. I don't want to be turned up and sad right now.
I mean, what do you guys think? Does
Nintendo is
missing anything?
I just expect
way
the
out
same
of my
stuff
area.
every time.
Not
It's
a
gonna be
Nintendo fanboy.
Mario games. Actually, Metroid is one that I do like. I mean, I actually wish they would
I
bring.
mean, I'd love to see
'cause
it.
Metroid
That
Prime
would be
for
cool.
the GameCube was
Yeah.
the last one that
Very
I played,
first Metroid
and
on the GameCube.
yeah,
Was that the very first Metroid?
On the GameCube.
Okay.
yeah, that was the last one I played, and I loved it. I would love them to make a Star Fox game that doesn't suck nowadays.
I guess.
But I don't think that's coming.
I guess I got
Metroid
two
on my
more
Super
things then.
Nintendo is one of my favorite games. So.
Did you guys ever use much of the virtual console on the Wii, the original Wii? It's
Nope.
it's an interesting service they created where you basically can just for like $5 or $6 you can get like SNES games and stuff like that, and it's one of been the major selling features of their Wii U, I would argue, and it's not on the Switch yet. They said it's coming.
Yeah.
Do you
end of
think-
the year.
Do you think they talk about that maybe? They'd say, hey, this is when virtual console's coming.
With that
uh,
limited amount of time, I doubt it.
That's-
I'd be surprised if they wasted time for that.
Right.
They might mention it.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo likes to do little directs throughout the year anyway. Like they did a Pokemon Direct 2 days ago, which is right before E3, which seems silly. You're about to
They
talk
obviously
anyway.
don't care because they're not even sending someone like
Right.
they're just gonna show up. Here's a
Well, I
video.
think they send they got floor space where
Yeah.
people can go play the games, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm assuming they still have someone who goes and talks and just says, "This is what we're doing."
No, it's all that video. I think, which is why I'm so frustrated. I guess that's it.
I feel like Nintendo's kind of shooting themselves then.
Well,
It's
but I guess
Nintendo.
what can they talk about though if they? I mean, they don't want to get people too excited because then, they're already selling Switches as fast as they can make them, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that changes in the foreseeable future. So if they hop up there and they give everybody a boner about some game, right? It's just gonna make people more
Arms
mad.
or some bullshit.
Just more mad that they can't buy a Switch. I guess is a theory
That
to
makes
why they're
sense.
doing this.
See, I think the opposite. It's more reason for people to buy a damn Switch.
But again, they're selling them so fast it doesn't matter.
But they're ramping up production like tenfold, though.
Uh-huh.
Like you said. So I would expect in by Christmas that anyone who wants one would probably be able to have one.
I hope so.
It should be.
Christmas is far away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It should be.
That's what I'm
but,
saying. By
you know.
Christmas, anybody who would ever think "Hey, I want a Switch" would be able to get it.
Yep, hope so. I mean, that's huge because the more people that have it, the better the games
Think
are
it'll
going
be
to
a
come to.
price cut by then.
No,
No way. It's still gonna be.
does
Hell
not
no.
price cut.
No.
They held on to the
Fuck
Wii U's
Nintendo,
price
man.
at $250 this whole time.
To be fair, $250 is not a bad price.
But-
I'll give them
Not-
that because the Xbox.
For a
yeah.
decent console.
No, it is.
We're not going to argue the validity of the Wii U.
I
again.
would not pay $250 for a Wii.
You don't have to anymore. 'cause the Switch
Wii
is
U
here.
was the
You can get
downfall
it
for me.
$2.99. That's a bummer.
Agreed.
I guess that's what we got, guys. That is our pre-E3 impressions, I think.
Just one thing I want to touch on, just because we didn't say a single thing about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, VR is probably going to be pretty big.
Yeah, PlayStation's
We
got to
didn't
really
touch
bring
on
it.
VR
Yeah,
at all.
at all.
PlayStation's got to
So
bring
I
it
just
with
wonder-
their.
Let's say the
Fallout
Fallout
VR.
4
I
was
guess-
the only
I guess, yeah,
VR
let's do
thing
a
that even got
quick
brought
VR.
up.
Probably gonna listen to
Quick
this
VR
one.
segment.
So
Yeah,
let's
because
look at it.
I'd assume that there's going to be from a lot of different companies some stuff about VR, because I know a bunch of gaming companies are trying to get it to take
Right.
off.
Well, PlayStation themselves they've announced they have 1 million of their headsets in the wild, which I think is probably the most anybody else has.
Probably.
But they're not having any games coming out, so there's a chance a lot of their press conference is going to be spent talking about things coming up for their VR. Back to Scorpio. Do you think Scorpio is VR compatible?
I
Oh,
it
yeah,
would have to be.
absolutely.
I mean, it
have
has
to
to
be.
be.
Absolutely.
Sure.
But that'll be interesting also. I don't think we touched on that. Will Microsoft reveal a headset?
Well, they're technically tied up with
Have they?
Oculus.
Yeah, it's Oculus.
Like
yeah,
all
Yeah,
the
they're-
Android and shit?
yeah, all three of them have
It's
their
more
own
cell phone
VR
stuff,
headset,
right.
but they all
Maybe
have.
they will reveal.
the
something
Oculus is a PC
for the
headset.
No,
Scorpio,
no, no.
though.
That's what it is. It's like the same company. Like that's what they'll use. But
They think, but we'll see.
I'd be surprised if they had like 2 VR headsets.
if they came
from,
out and they were like, "This is what is it? PSVR. If this is Xbox VR, is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
like,
If
I
they
mean,
brought something of their own.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Micro
It should be interesting. As
VR.
somebody who doesn't have the money for VR, I tend to forget about it, so it's
Well, because
Sure.
partially on me.
I mean, VR is kind of like 3D
I'm
films when they
surprised you don't
first
have a
came
VR
out.
headset yet, Cam. You have a PS4.
I don't give a shit about VR, to be honest. I just want to touch on it.
Right.
And-
No, it needs to
until
be touched on. You're 100%
until
right.
they start releasing stuff that I'm gonna get excited about, I'm not gonna get one.
Right.
Which they haven't yet. I mean, they've announced a couple things. I'll be like, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Right. You can
That's
play.
about
You can
it.
play Resident Evil 7
Yeah,
fully in
100%.
VR.
That was the
which is
only
cool.
game so far that I thought I would get a VR
Resident
for this.
Evil
That sounds
VR, that'd be
scary as
crazy,
shit.
Yeah,
I
'cause
hear
it'd be
it.
creepy.
I hear it's absolutely
Yeah,
terrifying.
it'd be creepy. That's the only one I've.
I've
really
heard
thought
those
about.
games are kind of hard though because it's like, well, one, it's like jarring on your body, and so like you can only play for like an hour or two at a time, and it's kind of weird on your body.
If you're a
Just-
bitch.
I've never
Yeah, I
even
heard.
played VR,
I heard
so
it's,
I don't
heard
really
it's
know.
directly
It's-
about your level
Fair
of
enough.
bitchness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Eric, you're probably not qualified for VR.
I'm good.
You gotta be under this tall to ride.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So VR. Did we miss anything else? What about other third-party games
So
you
you're
might show
short
up
enough to ride.
Hell yes.
Third-party games.
that aren't Ubisoft that don't have their own stage? I'm thinking maybe we see some Borderlands 3.
No.
I would like that. I mean,
They've
I
already-
have nothing against it. Like, I would love that.
I would
but
love that too.
I'd be surprised.
They've already announced it's in the works, and they've
Who's
showed.
gonna present that?
If we see it,
That's
though,
the thing, though, is where does it show
yeah,
up?
I was
And
gonna
that's-
say that's yeah. I was gonna say if we see it, who
Right,
would do it?
Right. I don't know. Maybe Microsoft just wanted the third-party games to show up.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's true.
I don't know. It's gonna be a
Alright.
toss-up.
Obviously, you're gonna see a bunch
When
of
are we
like
doing the
probably indie titles.
the after E3 show?
Well, we got to watch all the conferences. I think Tuesday after Nintendo we get together, film something, try and have it up Tuesday night.
Are we gonna be able to see those the day of, or
I think the computer's gonna die here in just a second. So
no, definitely not.
it just
It should be
flashed.
plugged in.
It's definitely not.
Can we check on that? It's
definitely plugged
On
in.
that note,
Yeah,
guys,
it's plugged in, yeah.
we have been the Hardcore Casuals. We will be
Thank
back.
you.
We will be back beginning of next week with post E3 with what we saw, what we think.
I'll be in
mattered.
California. Hopefully,
Eric's gonna be
getting
in
some
California.
footage.
I'm calling him in
I'll be
live.
in Arizona.
You won't be in Arizona.
I'll be
You
here in
won't be in-
Oklahoma.
Right. Yeah, that's
Right.
yeah,
Not
that's done.
definitely not an hour. I have some
But anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you next
Thank
time.
you.